The Observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The Observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
He was just a troll at first, wasn't he? Or a meme page. And then obviously got given a platform by HS, and obviously from there it's kind of spiraled, hasn't it? He has zero respect for women. His manager doesn't help. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, you know, obviously he's being given a script to work with or whatever, and these girls get involved, but it's kind of behind scenes when it's probably him and the girls. Like, what is going on then? Do you know what I'm saying? That's when the script is probably getting ripped up. But anyway, big up everybody that's inside here. This is the surviving episodes. We do this each week. Me and my co-host Torian in the building. We've done about 7 to 8 episodes so far, and each one has been really, really successful, which has made us, you know, put the work in and keep coming back each week. Everybody's been asking for this General G one for a while still, and we've kind of put it to the back burner, and every time we do that, something else comes out to play. But me personally, my opinion on the man is, no, sorry, before we go into it, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll first. Right, let's do a poll. So if you know who this person is, General G, then I want to see a sad face, yeah? If you don't know who this person is, then I want to see a smiling face. The poll is up now. So if you know who he is, I want to see a sad face. If you don't know who he is, I want to see a smiling face, please. Let's go. Everybody put a vote in. And it's always good to test the waters with this one, because I know a lot of content creators on here think that when they get a certain amount of followers that everybody knows them, but it's definitely not the case. With over 1 billion users on here, even if you've got a fraction of people watching you, that doesn't mean the whole TikTok knows who you are, you know. So people need to keep that in mind when they get all these big following and think that they can look down on other people because their following might not be as big. It don't make you any better or any bigger than anybody. You're still a human. Okay, thank you for all of the votes, my people. So yeah, there's like 20 people in here, well, 19 people in here who have never heard of this person or don't know who he is. So I can do a little intro from what I've seen. Thank you for the 35k likes. Can we keep going? Like, can we actually like just keep tapping all the way through and see how many likes we get? Because we get to the target real quick and then we just get into the debate, and I get it, you know what I mean? I'm watching everybody's thumbs and that, I get it. But if we can get to like 100k by the end of this night, that'll be lit still. So let's keep tapping. Evening. Big up everybody who's new and everybody who's regular here. So just a quick intro from myself. And if your thumbs are hurting, you can stop tapping. If you're fresh here or you own one of those tapping machines, then please use it for me, please, to help the page and help everybody that's in here. Thanks for all the follows. Big up Shards in the building. Shards in the building. That's a double shout out. Shards, I'm in flow mode, man. I'm so sorry. If I miss anybody's comments right now, I'm so sorry. But when I go in flow mode, like I just, boom, yeah, tunnel vision. So let me give the intro. Right. So what I think, or how I come across General G. So obviously it might have been last year or whatever. I seen him on a video with HS and he was getting flown out to Dubai, yeah. But that's the first thing that I seen of him. But it did warrant me to do a little bit of research and kind of find out that he was like kind of like a super fan who was given an opportunity to go over to Dubai to meet the person that he absolutely adores, and which is HS. At first I did look at it and think, you know what, fair play, HS giving a normal regular fan the opportunity to meet him and kind of live the life that he probably looks and wants to aspire to. All right, cool. But when he linked up, I kind of started to realize that there's a mismatch in the energy here, and I feel like he's annoying HS quite a lot. But at the same time, there was a loads of views and a lot of people giving him love. So I felt like in that relationship, HS really just tolerated him. But actually realize how hard it actually is to live with somebody who is, on the high end of the spectrum, which I seen again, once again, in the boxing when there was so many people there and it looked like he was about to have a meltdown, but they actually still pressured and forced him to fight Modine, when really anybody that really knows him or would have respect for him would have probably said, you know what, mate, it's probably best you don't do it, because he wasn't in no right frame of mind to be fighting anybody in those kind of circumstances. If he's going to do a boxing thing, it needs to be like a closed event where there's only a few people in there. Anyway, we're going off track there. So when he had made the song, this is when I started to think I think he's getting exploited, because to be fair, I'll be honest with you, I think the song is terrible. I've probably only heard it once, but when I seen him going around and doing all of these appearances in clubs and all that kind of stuff, I was thinking, you know what, that's good, because that's the best way for artists to make their money. But obviously it came to light that a lot of percentages were getting taken out before we even seen anything. So even though it looked like he was earning a lot of money, there was a lot of people that was earning off the back of him. Okay, cool. Now, recently, that's what I just know of him briefly, yeah, but recently, what I've kind of clocked is there was a pattern of behaviour where I feel like he's being PIMPED out. But I don't know whoever manages him, but they've got this script where he meets kind of very young, impressionable teens who are in a certain industry and kind of gets used to give them views, so then them views go to whatever product it is that they're selling. And I know a lot of people are looking in and thinking that it's all on him, but I honestly feel like he is playing to a script, maybe getting paid to do it. And then my main concern is that after all of this is happening, when he is left with these young ladies, what is going on? Has he been promised or told that, oh, if you do this, you'll be able to do X, Y, and Z? And then when it comes to it and they're like, what? Are you crazy? Is something happening there? These are kind of things that we yet to find out, because I'm sure there is a pending situation that's going on with the one girl, Grace. Do you know what I'm saying? But we have to look at all elements in this, especially when it comes to vulnerable people, guys, because sometimes the way of thinking it's not normal. Do you know what I'm saying? They could be exploited to do things thinking that it's normal behavior when we all know that it isn't. So I just think that's just kind of my kind of intro of what I know about him. I am interested to hear other people's points of views when it comes to if there's any super avid people that knows the timeline from the start to where we're at now, and you want to come up and have your say, then by all means. Obviously, before that, we're going to hear from Torian. I'm definitely not excusing his behaviour, but I just wanted to just throw that out there so people could kind of look at it from a bigger point of view. Do you know what I mean? That's all I wanted to say, because at the end of the day, we have to understand as well that I think the young ladies that are doing it with him are obviously consenting to being around him. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is something that I think is unacceptable, especially if he's 42 as well. It's 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 let's let people know.
I've only seen a few videos of him, to be honest. I saw some last night when he was with Cheyenne and when he was in Thailand. I think for me, you can tell obviously he's not all that, like he's got special needs. But I think at the same time, just because you got special needs, it don't mean that you act how you're acting. And obviously I know sometimes that grown people don't have the mental capacity of an adult and sometimes have the mental capacity of a child. But then it's like, who is behind the scenes managing him? Who's controlling everything behind the scenes and giving him the script, if it is a script or whatever it is? But something's proper weird about it, man. And yeah, and I think like even these young girls around him, like, where are their parents? Like, where is, like, does no one not look out for them? Or like, it's just so cringe. You know what I'm saying? It's just so cringe. But I think just because he's got special needs, I don't think, yeah, it plays a part, I guess, but we don't really know what, if he does have, this is just us spectating, you know what I'm saying? We're not doctors or whatever, so we don't know. But I think if he's able to meet girls and do all that freaky things and all them things, I think he's understanding that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just my take on it.
I understand. And it is it is a bit of a bad one still. I mean, there is people in the boxes now, and obviously we're only here till 12:30 tonight. So if people want to come up and have their opinion, like, please don't wait around. Like, jump in the boxes, please. Got Made in the building. Andrea. Twin. And we have Saskia. Okay, was yous not meant to be in the box? Andrea, you there? Andrea? Wow, had like 6 people and none of yous wanted to come in. Come on, people, request the box, man. Let's go. Thank you for the heart, Mees. Yes, Kay in the building. What's up? If you can't travel to different countries alone, then you're bad enough to know what you're doing. He's making money and using young people to do so. But the thing is, are they benefiting as well? Because a lot of they're doing it for traffic for certain products that they're selling. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Josh, what's up? Welcome to the panel, my brother.
Hey, so.
How are you?
Alright, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So what's your opinion then on General G, bro? Because I know you're around the TikTok streets. Thank you for the roses and the gifts, guys.
Well, I've seen General G, but I started seeing him originally when he was like a fan of HS, and when HS invited him and did all and everything was on a roll, but then it all went downhill for him, and then it's like, and then obviously this recently, I've seen them on the For You, well, I've seen Cheyenne's page, him and Cheyenne having a drink, which was, I think, recently, yeah, the recent thing. Him and Cheyenne, and I think it's all basically this. I feel like this is all a script. It's all like a script and learn difficulties, and you might have a bit dyslexia or something like that, or probably something like that, or you might be not, you know what I mean? But it's just I think it's just a crazy thing. I don't think he's that what people are saying he is, but I think they're putting him around young people, so that's why. And it's basically they're all in they've all got a connection in it, like a WhatsApp group or whatever it is, and all behind the scenes talk, what they're doing. What's it called? Talking and that.
Can you see it better now? Because people are saying it's lagging. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. Everybody else in the comments, can you hear me clearly? Okay, sorry Josh. You finished, bro? Are you still landing?
Let me see what I was saying. Basically, I was saying, let's start again. I was saying he met Daniel G. They did a song together. They had that high in it where like they was doing all the music and everything and everything. But the music weren't really that good to me. I don't think the music that good, but he got a bit of talent. But he blew up in it because they've been on TikTok, so that's why he got the success. But then I realized, I think when HS started to distance himself from him, and that he's now gone and started doing all these kind of things with these a lot of people that do. They've all got, I believe they've all like got a WhatsApp group and all like make up these stories every each situation, because when you think about it now, like you have to think like there's some months where you don't hear hear anything like from like Gen, or you might not see him on the app or him doing whatever. Then you don't see them, and then you see them come back at certain times. So yeah.
Okay, no, it's true what you're saying still, because you know, even in the times of, I do believe that a lot of this has got to his head. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, because remember, he started off as nobody, and you get me. And I feel like now that he's been around certain people, because I think people were dismissing that he even had a good relationship with Ed once upon a time as well, innit? You get me? But are you not clocking that every time there's a major announcement around his name, the announcement comes from HS? Do you know what I mean? And then everybody's up in uproar. Oh, General G is getting locked up for X, Y, and Z. Then the next minute, you know, the girl who had made the accusation is being flown out to HS. And then the next minute, you know, General G has got some other young blonde girl, and it's kind of like the same pattern of behaviour. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what makes me think that he's just like a pawn on the chessboard. There's people that are controlling all of this. And this is where I think it's either he doesn't care and he just does what he does, or he doesn't have the capacity to understand the full in-depth of what's going on. I don't know. I'm not trying to make
I think you're right in a way. I think HS definitely is the mastermind behind all of this. And I think for me, where it was like a light bulb kind of moment is when the Grace girl had called him or messaged him and told him about General G being in custody or whatever for touching her or raping her. I'm not sure exactly what it was. And then he's come straight on the internet when she specifically told him keep it private. Obviously that's what the girl said after. So I think for me that was like more of a light bulb moment. Like at the end of the day, essay, grape, everything that falls under that category, it's not a joke. It's not something to be made a joke about or banter about or whatever it is that they think they're doing. But HS, because think of it, yeah, let's be honest here, with all due respect. You see someone like General G and you see the young girls or the girls that he's around, and they're very like pretty young girls, you know what I mean? In real life, what young girls are really going to associate themselves with him? So then you've got to think behind the scenes now. He is managed by HS. HS has all the clout, and all the young girls and women even of age like treat this man like he's some fucking, I don't even know what it is.
Some mogul.
Yeah, so it's like then he's definitely behind it 100%. Yeah.
I agree as well. Yeah, I think he's definitely the mastermind behind it all still. All right, let's hear from Akira. Akira, you in the building?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Good. So what's your take on the situation at hand?
So all the girls that he has interactions with, they're all OF models. Every single one of them has been on or is on OF. His manager isn't HS. His manager is some woman, I don't know, I can't remember her name. Both Grace and General have both spoken about his female manager, because Grace has even spoken to his manager apparently.
Yeah, but is she not like in cahoots with HS though? There must be.
I think basically they have some sort of interaction over WhatsApp, but I'm not sure how that all goes about. Like, obviously, I don't really know the ins and outs of that. I just know what has been said on their lives and stuff. I haven't really watched General other than since I saw like a few videos of like Alexis when Alexis went out to Dubai with General and HS ages ago. This is like I think it was about a year or so ago now. And she's a OF model as well. And they did obviously all storylines whilst they were out there. And then I only started really watching him when I saw him going like live with Grace and stuff, because everyone was saying obviously how young Grace was and things, and that being an issue, because obviously everyone was calling him like G Diddy before people realised actually Grace's age and the fact that she does OF. She came out and said that their relationship wasn't fake, that it wasn't all for show. Because she did actually like who George as a person was, but his persona as being General is not like what she liked at all. And that's where the issues were, because when he was on live and when he was online, he was completely different to like what he was like offline sort of thing. And then there was obviously all the allegations and him messaging other women all the time and whatnot. And I think like there was a lot of people in her lives constantly saying to her like, he's using you like for your money and stuff, because he never seemed to pay for anything. Like the whole, although he's supposedly this like content creator and he gets paid from his manager, anytime he got money, he'd be paying for like KFC or Nando's, like cheap meals, and she was paying for like all the holidays. She basically paid for the Amsterdam holiday, the Thailand holiday. He was actually meant to be going back out to Dubai with her, but then this allegation come about, and she said that she was still going out there because it had been planned, and that she'd spoken to the police, and they'd said that they could still basically contact her over email and by phone if they needed to while she was out there. Because even she said on a live that there was her General and HS had sort of spoken about doing content and storylines out there, obviously similar to storylines to Alexis, I believe, where obviously they meet up and then something happens with HS and then it sets General off or something along those lines. But that all kind of went tits up when when this allegation came about, and she said she hasn't really spoken about it much on live, other than the fact of she has spoken about little bits that I've seen, which is basically her saying that she's had emails from the person doing the investigation, and also, someone else also said that he demanded 6k out of Grace after they'd come back from holiday. He tried demanding money off of her, saying that like she had to pay him for his time and stuff, and she was like, I ain't even got 6k in my bank, and even if I did, she was like, I wouldn't be paying him that. But yeah, so she's spoken little bits about what's been going on with the case. Like, I also saw that he apparently breached bail because he called her while she was out in Dubai, and part of his bail conditions were not to actually speak to her in any way, shape or form. And so she spoke back to the police, and they said, right, they'll look into that. And then, to be honest, I haven't really been watching her live so much because she's just been spending time on her own in Dubai. Like, she did meet up with the girl that HS flew out, but HS didn't actually fly Grace out. She'd already planned to go on holiday there, and because she grew up in Dubai. Okay. She's mentioned it multiple times on her lives that she actually used to live in Dubai and she likes Dubai, so her plans were to go out there anyway. That's it, Lily. Grace met up with Lily.
Can I just ask you a question? Like, when she first came out and said that obviously the accusations towards General G, like, what was the general like response from people? Do people like believe her, or were people thinking that she was chatting-ish?
On her lives, I think a lot of people were believing her because they'd seen what he'd been like on her lives. Obviously, I don't know, on his lives, he was getting a lot of grape comments and stuff like that on his lives as well. And exactly, she's not the one that even brought it to the internet. So I could sort of believe it in a sense, because if she brought it to the internet and she posted it as content herself, then it'd be like, why are you doing that? It's a bit weird. But the fact that she said she's not really going to comment on it, and she's only commented on bits when he's broke his bail and little bits of this and that, I believe her personally, like, just because of, like, you've seen what he's like with people. Like, you see what he's like. Who's that girl that he got back, that he got with, like 24 hours after...
Sorry, Akira, you know why I'm asking you? Because I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments saying that she done the same thing with Paul Breach or something like that. And then obviously Sophie Joe just said, I feel like it was a mixed response.
Yes, I've seen that, but also if you look at his behaviour since, that's what's a bit like weird. Like, everyone's saying, obviously, that's it, Tasha. He got with a girl, Tasha, literally like less than 2 days after getting released.
Is this other blonde girl that he was with the other day?
No, that's someone else. That's Ellie Mae, or Ellie, I think her name might be.
It's too much. There's too many girls he's been with.
And then now he's with that's it, Ellie. And then now he's with some girl, and now he's with that Cheyenne. And Cheyenne's known for going with like wrong uns. She's 18. Ellie's 18. But even still, 18's young. Do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah,
even still, of course it's young. Especially if this guy's 42, like people are saying.
Tasha, I got to give it to Tasha though.
I
If you
thought he was
noticed, Tasha
37 or
did
38.
not put up with
I
his
didn't
shit.
think he was that
Tasha
old.
literally had him there for a couple of days and then kicked him out. She clocked onto his shit really quick.
He's
But whether
41.
that's a storyline or not, I don't know.
And she only turned 18 2 months ago. That's
He
mad.
literally, on one of his videos, he said she's like fresh. She's fresh out. I can't remember what she said, but he basically was like she's fresh out the oven or something along those lines. I was like, nah, that's disgusting.
Even them little things that he's saying there is just, it's just horrible.
I think all these women that he meets up with, I think if anything, I think his manager pays the OF models to do content with him for views, but then the way he is with them in the videos, I think that's not just content. Do you know what I mean? I think like there's only a certain amount that you can fake online, and he's not an actor. You've seen him. Do you know what I mean? He's not a good actor, like by any means. Like you can see, like when glimpses of like narcissism and other shit comes out.
That fresh meat comment is wild.
Yeah, no, I know. When I saw that in a video, I was like, it was literally right at the end of one of their videos together. Like when there was like a live that was shared by someone else's TikTok account, and when I saw it, it was him talking to her on live, but then obviously he was addressing his chat as well. And right at the end, he was basically like fresh out the oven or fresh, basically calling her a fresh piece of meat or something. It was disgusting. I thought, yeah, that's really wrong, and especially for an 18-year-old, like. And then there was also that video of him supposedly on FaceTime to some girl in her school uniform, and everyone sort of forgot about that, and that was before it came out about Gracie's grape charge.
The thing is, everybody knows all this shit, and people still support this guy. That's crazy.
I know.
It's what I
To
love
be fair,
doing
if you
these
go
kind
on-
of lives, because I didn't even know about all this kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that this person, it's not everything that he's doing now is a result of the fact that he's been allowed to get away with so many of these sleazy comments and actions that he's doing. Do you know what I mean? And the more that this guy gets away with it, the worse it's gonna get.
And the thing is, I was saying this to Billy, my boyfriend, the other day. I said to him, I said, it's only going to get worse. I said, if he has actually done that to Grace, and then literally less than 2 days later he's got with Tasha, and then literally less than another 3 days later he's got with another girl, and then within 24 hours he's with Cheyenne. Cheyenne's drinking a lot as well, I've noticed, which chances are something could happen to her or to someone else that next in line. Do you know what I mean? That's how I
You've made some great points, Kira. Guys, listen, yeah, this is the Surviving series. This is not on Netflix, yeah, but if you know of this content creator and you've seen his rise and in the end, definitely his fall, then just jump up on the panel and come and have your opinion. Don't watch the numbers. We're really nice up here. And if you're not already, make sure you're following me and everybody on the panel. Yeah, Kira, you got anything else that you'd like to share?
No, if anyone else wants to talk, I'll just like listen to what anyone else says and then chime in if I think of anything else. I've watched so much of his content and like so much of his lives and her lives, like all their lives that have been going on and stuff. That
Hey, then let me
There
ask
is
you
just
one
so
more
much.
question then, and then hopefully by the time you land this question, somebody else will jump up and take the wheel. So what is the most controversial thing you think you've seen this person do online?
well, that's a good question. I don't know, to be honest. I think just the whole way he is online with women is just like it's not putting good content out there for like there's a lot of young people that will watch him, and if people are looking up to that sort of person as a role model, it's almost like that. Is it Andrew Tate? There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna literally be following his behaviour, and it's just disgusting. But literally, yeah, exactly. Pretty much everything he's been doing, like he's been manipulating people and just acting like a predator online. And some of the stuff he's doing is just disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I say some of it, most of it. Like, I don't think I've seen one thing other than when he went out and did like a music video of HS. I think that was the only good thing that I've seen him do online.
Yeah, that's the only good thing I've seen him do as well. The music thing. Yeah.
And even then, that only went as viral as it did because look how much content and people like obviously watch him and stuff. If they weren't, if they Someone's joined and is deep breathing.
I don't think he meant to join.
They do agree. Right, they're all. I was just reading one of the comments. Someone said all the girls on TikTok agree to collaborate. That's because they're all OF models. That's the only reason that he gets those sorts of people. Even down to Cheyenne, she's even on OF.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
That's what I'm saying. It's sort of similar, same kind of girls, you know, the ones that you know that I'm on that platform. And then,
Yeah, and if they're not on it, they're sort of pre-advertising themselves on TikTok like they're going to be on it soon anyway.
Okay, I'm back. Comments are going
But they just
crazy.
started deep breathing.
Right, come on, people, man, get up on the stage, yo. What is going on? People are moving slow tonight.
Yeah, exactly, Jem. He's literally lining the next girl up. He's always messaging. Even Grace said, and even Tasha, the reason Tasha kicked him out is because he was in her bed on TikTok live to another girl, and I think she asked him the question, who's better, like me or Tasha, and he literally turned around and said no comment whilst laying in the bed next to her. And she was like, what do you mean no comment? And she kicked him out at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and sent him to I think it was a travel lodge. She paid for him to stay for the night in travel lodge. And then I'm pretty sure it's the same travel lodge that she's now got Cheyenne in.
Where's our Tara? Tara, you in here? I'd like to hear from Tara still. She's probably silent watching thinking, NJ, don't you mention my name. Because I seen Tara with him last night as well still.
Ah.
I was thinking, T, little did you know. Okay, we got somebody here. She was with them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, did you say you see me on the For You page?
Tara, get in here now. Yeah. I'll have to send it over to you.
Yeah, I think I was in the Daily's box, because that's the only box. Yeah, Daily's box.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
I can't remember because I got so many different ones.
No, Sally, HS isn't his manager. I think a lot of people think HS is his manager, but
I thought that HS was his manager. I thought he was because obviously, you know, they was together working and doing whatever, and then they didn't know. So
yeah, so
I thought he was his manager.
I watched a video the other day, which was it was General G doing like a interview talking about how he got so big on TikTok or whatever. But it was an actual interview. Like, I don't even know who it was with, but I just see it on like one of the search videos that I was looking at, and he was basically saying that he met up with that Ed Matthews, did a bit of content with him. HS basically said to the General that if he goes to the gym for like a week, that he'd fly him out to Dubai. This was the very first time he went out there.
Yeah.
And so apparently he did it, but he didn't actually think HS was going to fly him out. And then HS did fly him out, because obviously he's flying people out all the bloody time, like left, right and centre.
Okay, Trini. Carry on.
And then next thing I know, he was out there with HS doing content with him. And then that's when all the Alexis content happened and all that sort of stuff. And all the videos you see of him like getting girls out to Dubai and stuff. And then he come back, and then I didn't see nothing for like, that's like old videos, but then all I've seen new videos is everything from like Grace onwards.
Someone said in the comments that he turned up in her dreams. What the hell?
What?
Someone said in the comments that he turned up in my dreams. It was creepy.
Oh no, I think no, that'd be like
What's that said saying? What the? Are you not being for real?
I wouldn't even wish that on like my enemy.
You know what I'm saying, Montana?
That's scary. Hi everyone. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm quite ill. So
Oh, big up Montana. What's up, man? Thank you for coming up.
that's alright. How's everyone?
We're all blessed.
Good man.
Yeah.
So what's your take on Channel G then, Montana? Because we know that you're around the TikTok streets and stuff. So you
Okay, I am definitely not around that side of TikTok. I don't want to see that face on my screen, respectfully. But what I can say is anything that I have seen of him on the FYP, it's always been like really preddy, noncy, groomy behavior. That's all I've ever seen. It's really weird. Never seen anything else. What apart from he crashed that guy's car, but that's it.
Oh, I think that actually was content. That bit. If you've seen the video of him laying on the floor, saying that he's literally like he can't breathe and all that sort of shit. Like, when I first saw that video, I'm not gonna lie, I was pissing myself laughing. And I was thinking, you know when you see, like obviously HS has got money out in Dubai or whatever because of his stocks and shit that he does. How easy, like you've seen it when people do like crashes in like TV shows and all sort of stuff, yeah. How much do you reckon it would cost to actually set up, like to close a road for like a short period of time, stage a crash because you know it's going to get a lot of views, and then like basically like just earn from that?
But does that really translate to like making enough money to cover the fact that I swear that was like a really expensive car.
It was, but I don't know if it was a hired car or I don't know what the situation was with that like hired car or whatever, but I would not have been surprised if that was like an actual setup.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people fake stuff on here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
You can pay money in it and get it, like, and then like say like it's a street or area, and you pay wherever it is, and then they can close the road off, can't they? And they close the offer sets.
Yeah, exactly. Like they do it in music. You know what it's like when they do it in like a music video or something.
They do the same thing. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, but I think it was you, Akira, that might have said it earlier, or someone else. But someone said that they might be getting paid for it, and I never actually thought about that. But because I've been sat here and I'm thinking, why are all these like? These are not like ugly girls. Like they're all like very pretty, and I mean, look at that picture. I just don't understand why they would want to be around him, but. They have to be being paid because I really don't understand it, and the way that he moves as well is just it makes me uncomfortable. I can't watch it for long. I have to like scroll, like that video of him recently all licking up Cheyenne, and I couldn't watch it. I scrolled on, I felt sick. On top of that, Emil as well, so that really didn't help.
No, I know, I saw it as well. Like, he was like licking her shoulder in like some restaurant or something. I was like, no, that's dusty.
No, sorry.
But yeah, I did say about the money. I said that because people were talking about his manager and stuff, and I said I'd heard what's it called? Grace and General both spoke about his manager being some woman. They didn't mention her name, but when General and Grace were together, Grace even said that she'd spoken to his manager, like that she'd spoken to her on the phone, and that's why I knew it was like a woman because of obviously like what she was saying and stuff. But then I was saying before about how it's probably his manager that pays for these like OnlyFans models to do content with him, because every single one of them girls that he's done content with is an OF model.
Yeah, I've realised that from the recent stream I saw.
Yeah, someone said she's on TikTok. I don't actually know what her name is.
I don't know. I just remember seeing, I think it was Shy Live, and I clicked on the girl's profiles and I saw the little spicy emoji. I was like, oh.
No,
Okay.
that wasn't his manager. That was some woman he'd been someone just put he's got a woman manager because he slept there and Grace was going mad. No, him and Grace had an argument, so he went to a party, and he later told Grace that was his manager, and it wasn't. It was another OF model.
Can I also just ask a question? I'm so sorry, comments. You lot are gonna hate me. Can I get like a recap on the Grace thing and the SA thing? Because I've heard little bits, but I'll be honest, it's not really something I've looked into or really watched.
So what I was saying before is I've watched. I've only really been watching General Blight and Grace properly since the whole General Grace saga, like since they first were doing bits out in Amsterdam and stuff, and I saw a few posts and I was thinking she looks really young, and then I saw lives of everyone saying that she wasn't the age that she is or whatever, and then the more I watched her, like she was obviously talking about what her age actually is and things. I think she said she's like 20, I think she's 21 or 22. I know she's quite young, but she might even be younger than that, I'm not too sure. But so I sort of started watching them doing content, because she even said originally they met up to do content, and then when they were off TikTok, she actually liked who George was as a person. So then they started doing like more trips and stuff together. As soon as he got his foot in her house, he basically did not leave. Like once he was there was multiple times when she was trying to get him to leave and he was refusing, sort of like with the
I remember seeing little bits about that, like
like what he
little
did with
captions
Tasha.
on the screen recordings.
Sort of like what he did with Tasha, except Grace doesn't seem as confident as Tasha to basically kick him out within a few days. It seems like Grace can be quite easily manipulated. And so he was basically staying there. She was paying for everything. She paid for everything, all the food out in Amsterdam. Then she paid for them to go to Thailand. And whilst they were out in Thailand, he was basically being the exact same. Like, he didn't pay for anything, or not that we saw much of anyway, like maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
Then they come back, and she basically went back to her flat on her own, and he went back to his on his own. But then somehow or another, I didn't actually see how, but somehow or another, because she was saying like, oh, that's it, I'm done, like now I'm back home, like thank God I'm away from him, like that's it sort of thing. But then he ended up back at her house, and then it come out that she said, oh, originally like they basically planned some sort of storyline, like there was that EastEnders thing where she was saying bye to him and it was EastEnders tune or whatever at the train station when he was like going, she was like, no, don't go. But that was fake content. She even said that. And then he ended up back at her house, and she was obviously planning to go to Dubai because she'd set a flight for going out to Dubai. Not because she was going out there to meet HS, that was just more like rub it in his face sort of thing. But she was going out to Dubai because she had planned to go out to Dubai because she grew up there. And during that time when they were apart, he demanded $6,000 out of Grace for the holiday, just for spending time with him. So she had to pay him for his time, even though she didn't. She was like, I ain't paying you a single penny.
Sorry to be that. Come
on.
I'm sorry, I don't even have 6K in my fucking bank account, and you want me to give you 6K?
Oh no! And even if you are doing OS, like that's a lot of money.
No, that's ridiculous.
I'm not a proper TikToker or anything, but I've been so invested in this person only because I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I say anything, please everyone tell me I'm wrong, because I don't know what you're allowed to say or not.
Right there. If you wanna say anything, like, welcome to the stage anyway, Amani. If you wanna say anything regarding for PE whatever is Pedlo, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
If you for grape, yeah, grape. Yeah. All right, and cool.
To be fair, yeah, no, it's not okay. So yeah, I'm not going to mention none of those words anyway. It's more the fact that it genuinely concerns me. Like, I've seen Cheyenne do her bit for a bit, so I know that, like, I don't know how TikTok fully works. Do you get paid just for having videos? Do you whatever? But General G, or whatever he wants to call himself, like, it genuinely concerns me that this person pops on screen. Like, one of the other girls before was saying, like, the girls are quite pretty. This new girl, I don't know if anyone's seen her, this Ellie. She was arguing with the whole TikTok live the other day that she's not 17, she's 18. But then showed a driving licence, and she was like a month in. So then I'm like, I don't understand. I get like, obviously, even if like when one of you was saying before about they'll have managers and stuff like that, and even the difference of Grace being a little bit less confident or whatever to be like, get out, or maybe she's a bit more naive or something. Who is in control of all this happening? Because it's like, it's just crazy to see. Like on one of them, I remember with Tasha, I was half buzzing when it come out apparently that someone leaked her address, because I thought if someone doesn't ring somebody to get him out of her house, like this is not normal. He's a grown man, and like the people are quite, they are obviously the legal, so which is helping whoever, but it's a level of like, it's like there's a safeguarding issue behind it without people even realising. It's like months of it being an actual issue. Do you know what I mean? So I just think, what is the like? I don't get like even that how you've just given me the bit of the lowdown of what you can and can't say. I just think even though we can do all that on here and we can not speak about certain things and say certain words, how are we all? Well, I can speak for myself. How can I be so invested watching this video, but more for the concern of these people? Like this Ellie girl, I remember I was literally commenting like, I'm sorry, where's your parents? Where are your parents?
Who's Ellie?
Hermione, how long have you been on TikTok for?
Probably about just over a year. But I used to just go on it for the reels, and then like I won't lie, Torian, I think her name is. I've watched a few of her like where she's involved, and like it's just more what people are up to or whatever. But this, I think it was when Grace popped up one time, and it was just the age difference. You see, like something's not right here, and then next minute he was always appearing with different people, and I just thought, nah, this is not normal. This is genuinely not normal. Like this, but then there's people I also follow who are telling genuine stories, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, it's just like this. Now I've seen his face, and I'm invested, because I just think I'd love to just know what or how is it's like all being allowed to be like okay, if you get me.
What you're saying personally is like what I was echoing at the start, that it just seems like it's some online grooming agency thing. And
I'm so glad you said, I didn't know if I could say grooming. You didn't give me that guideline before.
But to be fair, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm still in the real world, you know what I mean? Even though I do debates and that, I'm not like all these people on here that are like so invested that their brain is fried, but I can still see things for what it is, you get me? And it seems like that one there when I thought, right, okay, Grace has got a case on him, like that's it now, you know, maybe he'll lay low, and he's obviously got an answer for his actions. No, 2 days later he's got another young blonde girl, and this one's even younger, sorry Akira, 1 minute, and like what people are saying, she's only just recently turned 18. Do you know what I mean? So what is a 41, 42-year-old man being able to even have access to her like that? And do you know what I mean? And people acting like this is the norm. It ain't no norm. Do you know what I'm saying? It's disgusting behaviour. Sorry, Akira, do you want to share something?
Yeah, and what I was just going to say as well is like obviously all that grape accusation thing come out, and then he got with that Tasha, and then I think it was literally like a couple of days after he was live with HS, and I think it was Ellie that HS had flown out. And he was General was basically saying to HS, knowing Grace was in Dubai, that he was going to fly out to Dubai. And I was thinking, if he flies out, imagine that whole situation that would happen whilst out there, if that is true. I was thinking that's just messed up on so many levels. That's it, Lily, not Ellie. Sorry, Lily.
Yeah, it's all vile. But even that Ellie girl is so young. And I remember off all the comments, it's like even that at one point she was like, I'm not 17, I do OF. And it's like, you're saying that now as if you're proud. You can only do it because you've just
say that she does OF?
Literally said it, like that was her backup for her being 18.
I didn't think she actually did OF. I thought she was just, obviously, if you see her TikTok, like she's advertising herself, like she's priming herself up for OF.
Which is so scary.
But all of them are. That means every single person that he's got with, even Grace included, have all been on OF and have OF.
And this is what I was trying to say to you about him being a pawn on the chessboard as well for the person on the top. And I bet the person at the top is the one that's making the most money. I wouldn't be surprised if he's only getting crumbs for all this kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the thing. With TikTok, I know, like, I've been live a few times myself on my page, like actually live myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, and got people in, like, sort of how you have, host, and like, obviously you get messages from, like, agencies to join up with agencies all the time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it doesn't make sense because, like, a lot of these agencies that message you say that, like, you join them and you're on there for free and they just help boost your stuff and that. But even I've said to myself, I'm like, I'm not going to join up to an agency because, like, surely they take some sort of cut through TikTok or some way or another of, like,
You know what they don't. You know what it is. I honestly believe is that, say, like, if they've got you on the roster and you're making them loads of money, and well, you're making the app loads of money, and you're getting loads of views, they hit certain, like, I don't know, achievement things. Do you know what I mean? Because when I was with that agency before, they didn't take anything from me, but they just wanted me to be online. So I feel like the more people that you're online, the longer that you're on there, etc. That's the only way I think they benefit, to be fair. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, if they're under some sort of agency, then I suppose that could be their sort of management. But I think there's, like, a whole lot of them that are under it. So you've got obviously that Cheyenne and then her group. Like, then you've got all that Gemzino, Chelsea and Art. I think they're all under the same management, because if you think about it and think about all the content in general, like, not just General G's, obviously General G slots in there amongst it all as well. But
I'm so sorry, I'm going to stop you. They're not all under the same. They're not all under the same management. Gemma don't even have management, number one. And Chelsea Liot, her manager's from China.
Yeah, I think I remember her saying that.
Without even being a gag there as well, again, when I seen the video of them in the hotel yesterday, I know Gemma joined Cheyenne's chat.
yeah,
And the minute she was like, "What you doing with a grown man?" And he was like,
Yeah,
"I'm
no, that
gabbing."
made
that
me
was
laugh.
quite
Because he
funny.
knows. He didn't know she'd have gone in. Do you know what I mean?
You know what, yeah, as well, as much as Gemma's a madhead, yeah, when it comes to all, like, the like, I do see her, like, go into Cheyenne's live and I forget her out or whatever, but
yeah, she's spoken to her a few, Tori, and you're right. I've seen a few times when Cheyenne's been around people that she shouldn't necessarily be around, and Gems has joined her live and said to her, like, Cheyenne, like, what are you doing? Even down to that, what's that person where he's both sexes? I can't think of his name. Sorry, what was that?
Rashante.
That's it, Rashante. Even when she was, like, doing content with Rashante and there was a weird situation there, Gems was there, like, you need to leave, like, Cheyenne, what are you doing, sort of thing.
Right, we've got Zara in the building. Zara, what's up?
I hope everyone's good. Yeah, just to sort of echo what everybody else is saying, I feel like his actions, when I watch him, he creeps me out. He gives proper predatory vibes. I think, obviously, these girls he's around are young, naive, impressionable girls who are clearly being exploited from somebody, the powers that be. But then in the same breath, even though I don't agree with his behaviour, because I think, you know, it's either in you or it's not, I think, is he being exploited as well? Because in a sense of, surely, you know, obviously these girls are sort of being placed on his lap. And is it being like, you know, this is what gets the views, this is what gets the likes, or not even likes, but this is what's going to cause a stir on TikTok, so this is how you need to behave. Obviously, I think, you know, as I've just said before, it's clearly got to be in you to be able to behave like that. It's not normal behaviour, but it's such a sticky one, like, looking at it from both angles, in terms of, obviously, I heard you touching on before that we clearly think, obviously, he could potentially have some additional needs and whatever. That's not an excuse for his behaviour, but it's a mad one, because obviously some of these girls, as people have said, are, you know, on OF, etc. And I'm thinking, you know, not all, but they're, you know, good at manipulating, and they know what that's going to get them the likes, get them the views. And so I'm like, is it a double-edged sword? He's, exploiting them, but they're also exploiting him for the publicity.
Can I say something quickly? I respect you so much for being able to see, like, two sides of the same coin, but I can't see it that way. I'm so he's a grown man. How old is he? 41. Does anyone know?
He's like 41.
He's 41 years old. These girls are, like, half the age of him. You're grown. Like, you're so, like, you've been on this earth for 41 years.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't be manipulated or exploited. I'm not saying that. But it's like, I'm sure there's a lot of guys on here that could be offered the same thing. They're not going to go ahead and do it because they don't want to be around all these.
I don't think he has, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to just throw that in there as well.
Just you saying that about the sheltered life as well, you can see that in the way that he speaks sometimes, because I know when Natasha was kicking him out, and he, at one point he actually said it's dangerous for him to be leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was the point of where it's like, that's where you at your 41-year-old grown-ass age took yourself there, like this is where you still, this is where again, now you're the adult, what do you mean? It's a bit, and I feel like that shows, because on other point on when he's on, he's like, he bigs himself up, and I know the other day someone, like, obviously a lot of attention he's getting is not very nice things, so he turned the comments off, and it's like, for you now to know what people are thinking, and for the fact that you continue on the same side, that's where I think it's a bit of a, I don't know how much, like what Zara was saying, like, it's not that I believe that they're taking the mick out of him, but I feel like it's the point of view saying the sheltered life. It's like he abuses that he's getting all this attention, but then he doesn't know how to deal with it, because at one sense it's dangerous for you, but then the other sense you're hearing what everyone's saying and you're still doing it. That is where the facts come in. You're 40-odd-year-old. Like, these kids were, when these people were born, you were 20-odd-year-old.
I think there's a bit of manipulation on both parts, and what I mean by that is, like Zara was saying about the OF girls, like, they know what they're getting into, and he's probably not the first person they've met up with of that age, do you know what I mean, like, of someone that's older, and they know, obviously, like, if you're on TikTok or you've heard of General G on TikTok, you know that he gets views, and so the way I can understand why at the start some of it is just like them meeting up with him for content. But then when he's like, for example, like when he was in Grace's house or when he was in Tasha's house and he refused to leave, I think that's when there was like a switch between it being content and being serious. Because you even saw it with Tasha, like there was content for like maybe a day and a half, 2 days, and then she clocked on a lot quicker than Grace. And she was like, nah, and kicked him out. Whereas like with Grace, obviously I think Grace is quite easily manipulated in any way. Like, if you saw how many, obviously all their videos over the course of a few months, you could see that it took Grace a lot longer to actually realise and believe what people were saying in the comments, because she thought a lot of it was because General was saying, it's trolls, just block the haters. She was listening a little bit too much to that, because she is really nice. If you watch a lot of her content, she's just, and she does come across, whether again this is what she's putting herself out to be on TikTok or what, she does come across quite innocent. And I'm not saying that what happened with that poll didn't happen, because like obviously there's a lot of stuff out there that did happen, and then she even did a YouTube video on it and all that sort of stuff. But if you then look at the switch up to when she was with General, it was almost like people were saying a very similar repeated situation where, because again with Paul, she met up with him to do content and then she fell for him as the person off the camera, only Paul never showed her on camera, whereas General was rinsing her on camera and off. And I think it got to a point where he knocked her confidence down, and she started then looking to people on TikTok, because she hadn't really done TikTok before being with General. And so I think then she was getting a lot of support off of people that were actually like opening her eyes up to what he was like. But a lot of these girls, even down to Tasha and Ellie and now Cheyenne, they all know that he gets their views, and they all know that by meeting up with him and doing a bit of content, their views are going to go up, are going to go through the roof as well as his. But I think he manipulates them more than like the other way around. I don't think it's like 50-50. I think it's more like 95 to 5%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely, I think he's guilty of love bombing them a lot as well. Like, I've seen him say things like, oh, we've just got this undeniable connection, and you know, like all those type of things, and trying to almost make them feel like as if they're the center of his world. But obviously, as we've seen, that's something which is very short-lived. It doesn't last very long because he moves on to the next one. Obviously,
Narcissists do though. Like that's quite literally what narcissists do.
yeah, it is. Yeah, he's always, like you said,
right on the money there. That's literally what I was just about to say. Is that he's
Guys, 1 minute. Akira, you got to let Zara finish, you know, still.
sorry, Zara, go on. I was
All
just
right.
agreeing with you,
Yeah.
Monty.
Obviously, I think T jumped in saying like proper narcissist. It is. He's always lining up his next victim, as we've obviously seen. You know, he's with one, but he's messaging others. Do you know what I mean? And lining up his next victim. But just to touch on what T said before, it is concerning for me because I think, where are these girls' parents? Like, where are their family members? Because I tell you something now, that could never ever be my niece or my daughter, because I would be kicking off doors and she'd be getting absolutely ragged out by the skull of her hair if necessary. But it is concerning. It's concerning how it's pushed as much as it is, whether he's got management or whether he hasn't got management. I just don't understand why you would want to push that narrative, because it is very predatory. There's a lot of coercive control going on by the looks of it, and it's just altogether effed up, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. And that's what I was saying before about it's putting the wrong narrative out there, because I was saying before to host and to the others in here that if it's like that Andrew Tate or whatever his name is, it is Andrew Tate, isn't it? The one that was doing all the like narcissistic stuff about women, and he's putting that like you say predatory narrative out there, and there's a lot of younger viewers that are going to literally be like listening to this like derogatory, like misogynistic way of thinking and acting towards women, and are going to be like, oh yeah, big up General G. Like, you've seen it before when he's been out in the street and he's been on live or something, and he's had kids come up to him and he's like, oh my god, it's General G. Like, how that sort of content should not be allowed to be like shown towards like the younger generation.
It's not, because those young boys are going to grow up and then they're going to emulate that, and then they're going to treat other girls like that. And then as females, we already know there's, you know, the whole thing with men and women and all of that, right? It's just going to make it worse.
It is.
It's going to make it 10 times worse.
Do you know what else I found a bit concerning? I think it was, sorry, I can't remember who it was that was saying about the difference in all the girls between Ellie, Tasha and Cheyenne. I feel like there's, not saying there's a slight difference, but like I've watched Cheyenne for a bit. Cheyenne, she's all over. I feel like she's kind of in it, but she's not as like that when she was in the hotel. I think there was something about go on a live and she was like, oh, why am I going to go on that live when I've got 3 point whatever followers? Like, she knows what she's doing kind of thing. But the part of like what I find quite worrying and scary to constantly be able, like the fact that we can see it, and regardless of how old you are, there's a certain level of, like you say, you've just got to be old enough and grown enough to know that this is wrong. That then you've got somebody who's freshly 18 arguing with the world. Like, I get you might want to make your views. You might even have a back set in that for your OF. You're now going to be known, because if you put yourself anywhere near this person who's in the air, everyone's going to see you and end up on your TikTok and see what you do and end up on your little account or whatever. That's fair play. But for the fact that you can't even like where I think with Cheyenne, what I've seen, she kind of she plays dumb. Yeah, but she knows what she's doing. Where this and I want to say more, this young one that come on, only because she really did worry me, because I thought, like, you're coming with balls here. You're coming with balls as if like you're ahead of it. But I remember the bit where she was arguing with someone and she was like, I'm not 17, I'm 18, which makes me an adult. And honestly, deep down, I wanted to cry, because I thought, an adult, your actions are like, you're more younger than the young age that what people should even be worried about, because of how you're portraying it. Like, this is not like, at least do you know what I mean? I've a hold of it somehow, but it doesn't even seem like, I don't know, I feel like that's weird. Like, when the host was saying about the grooming part of it, like, she was a proper eye-opener of a proper groomer. That Tasha girl, you could tell what type of person, like the content that she was going to do. When you just seen a TikTok with all, you could tell she probably had the OF or whatever. But then, as you said, she held her ground. This 18-year-old, he was only with you 4 days. So already, on one extent, you're not even bothered about if this was not for content and it was true. I'd like, just put your 18-year-old grown self, adult self in it. If someone's been with someone for 4 days, they could have still been together for 40 years. That kind of doesn't mean nothing. So that part of you didn't care. If it was for the content, fair enough. But you were arguing with people over your age and the way you were brought into it and the type of person you are. And, oh yeah, I'm going to have the python. Like, you know what? It's all referencing. But then when people are sitting there telling you, like, people were genuinely that's just what it was. I feel like the younger I see, and that youngest one that I did see, she seemed like she was ready to fight the world, yet didn't understand the concerns of what people were, what reasons it was. Like, even that, she got quite a lot of attention off obviously the video with Tasha from when he was speaking to her. And
Amani, do you think that she's just too young to comprehend what's going on, or do you think she was just being wrong and strong?
I
think she's not. She could try and be strong, but then I think she's too young, because even like the comment literally when she said, "I'm 18, so that makes me an adult." That is like, it was like one of the most. It was one of the most craziest. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've even got your 18 bloody necklace on. Like, you know, it's scary. Like, and this is the bit of what you were saying before about these people who are 40-odd-year-old. Like, I do it quite a lot, me. I understand there's people out there that the older people, and they might have years gap between the relationship or whatever. Like, this just use her alone. He was 23 when that child was born. 23 years old. So whether you've got something like wrong with you in any sort of way, and I don't mean to be rude if to anybody who has, because like I say, and like others say, it doesn't justify actions. And if you've got a manager, that makes it even worse, because then there's more people that are justifying your actions. But what do you have in common with them? What life experiences are you going to be able to connect with? Like, this person's a child.
I'm not being funny, but sorry, can I quickly interject there? Like,
Yeah, sorry, because
I'm not being funny, right? But like, for example, like my mum, she works with like SEN kids, and in the past I've worked with SEN kids, whether that be in nurseries or jobs or whatever, like and also adults as well. I haven't really heard many cases of people that have, people that have like proper SEN, essaying people, assaulting people, being groomers and all them things there, like. So for me, like, when people want to come with this whole like, oh, they could be special needs, they could be this, I don't really buy that. I don't know if that's wrong, but that's just how I feel. I don't really buy that. And I think it's a bit of a disrespect to the people that actually do have proper SEN needs, and it puts a bad name on them. You can't do that.
I do completely agree with that.
How many people do we know that are autistic and don't go out and do? Come on now, like, that's not normal.
No, and this is I do completely agree with that. Yeah, like, I don't know the right phrase to say it. I feel like, but to look, there's clearly something or somebody in the mix of that has got something wrong with them, and I don't necessarily mean wrong with them as in SEN or anything like that. But you've got something wrong somewhere, because if it's a grown person is it just you lack morals? Or is it a grown person that's just got no heart? Or somebody's in control of something that is just putting out and letting this happen? And that's the bit that genuinely concerns me. Like, you're not allowed to say certain words on TikTok. So how can all these people have an opinion to basically be able to at one point be like, it's like we're watching grooming happening? Yeah. Like the bit where you say with the bail thing, the thing with Grace, a lot of people buzzing. Absolute. I was actually even saying this to my dad, as bad as this is. I had to send my dad a picture. I was like, look at this person. Like, what is going on? Like, and it was one of them where I was like, see that when that come up, whether it's content no one knows or whatever, my first thought was, right, he's going to be off now. There's going to be some like things in place that you can't do this or you can't do that. It was like the next victim was just straight there. And that's
I said this earlier. I said the exact same thing earlier, that like, now this SA thing's come out with Grace, that it is literally only a matter of time before he does it to someone else. And the fact that he's been going for people younger and younger and younger. Obviously Cheyenne's not younger, but obviously Ellie, obviously her being...
Guys, can I just ask, how old is he?
He's
41, babe.
What?
Hey, Shani.
Listen, I will bust him in his jaw, bruv. Are you that?
This is what I'm saying, yeah. I don't get how that has not already happened.
Listen, I've got kids that age, yeah. Did you not say like 18? Like, listen, my daughter's 19, same similar age, man. What are you talking about? What is he doing? And
He's just
Montana, he
turned 18.
definitely 100% is using it as an excuse because he openly says it all the time.
1,000%.
Oh, you treat me like this. I've got things wrong with me. I'm getting treated like this. He thinks he can give his dead little piece of python and he's out the world about you need to pay me. I can't stand him. He's a
That is him
flanker.
being
Get him grind.
narcissistic.
I don't mean to be rude. I don't think he gives his python. I know that sounds nasty, and I don't really want to talk about that like that because the thought of it knocks
Fucking
me sick.
cocktail sausage
I don't
bats.
actually think he does any of that. I think it's just that much of talk that I think it's probably the fact that people are genuinely concerned. He probably gets more views. So, like, this has kind of helped his little reputation. Like, that was another thing I said to my dad. I was like, do I not watch it to, like, up the views? Not that my views help him, but do you know what I mean? Or do
get what you mean, that
watch
one
it because
extra
you
like
like
him.
him?
That somebody could possibly be telling him like it's like a scripted thing, you know, like a Tommy kind of situation. Is it possible that somebody could be telling him like, yeah, this is what to do to stay relevant?
I honestly think
don't know.
I think that's what is definitely happening. I'm sorry, just because the pattern of what happened with
maybe
Grace
it's that.
is starting to show that there is definitely somebody in the background that is
He's a
doing this.
puppet.
And my thing is, forget him. That person needs to be outed or brought to the table to be like, what the hell is going on? Like, why do you think that this way of selling the products that the people are selling on the website, that this is the right way to go about it? And our youths and us as adults just seeing it and feeling sickened by it. You're triggering all of us, do you know what I mean? Anyone with the same mind is looking at this and feeling disgusted. So is it a thing where, all right, because there's consumers in it, so if they're seeing that this is what's boosting, they're going to keep on doing it. So why don't the consumers stop watching them, stop supporting these? Sorry, ladies, and that, and all the other people that are a part of whatever product she's selling, but the way how you're advertising is damaging to our community. So I'm not trying to stop you paying that. I get it, you know, but come on, man, there has to be better ways to do things, man.
There has to
Just
be.
as a big question, do you get paid?
Sorry, guys, 1 minute, one at a time, please. Right, let's go from the top downwards. T, you still there?
Yeah, go on.
You there, Torian? All right, T's out of the question. Brafisha in the building. What's up? You okay? What's your opinion then? Just land.
I can't stand him. He's a predator. Like I told you, he would get the 1-2 good night, you know, the left right good night, yeah. He would not be able to go near my bloody kids. He needs to be gone. He's a weirdo. He needs to fix the fuck up. And like you, I agree with you. Whoever's doing that needs to be held accountable. End of story. Because, yeah, it's just a long day for these young ones out here.
I hear you
And
still.
he definitely knows what he's doing. I don't give a shit. He's very aware of what's going on.
It's very calculated, and it with his
Yes,
actions
very.
and his manoeuvres. Evening mass.
And he's trying to play on it. He's trying to like act like, oh yeah, I'm autistic. I'm this. Like, nah, that's not an excuse. Like Montana said, it's a mockery.
Sorry for all the people that are offended when he actually does that. Do you know what I mean? Because like Montana was saying, it is a disrespect to people that are going through that, and they wouldn't want that kind of, you know, labeled on them, you know. So yeah, all right, Rafiki.
Weren't he pushing himself up on Gyal and that? I heard, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's not.
It's not righteous at all.
Listen, them girls need to borrow my brothers. I'm pretty sure.
Nah, I hear you still. It's a bit of a messy one. All right, Rafisha, we'll be back to you after Akira.
I'm back. So yeah, basically there was a couple of points that I was listening to there. One from I think it was Montana that said it about the my brain's gone now. It's too late. Right, so I'll go to Brefisha's comment in a minute about the whole thing about she's saying about the left hook, right hook. This is what I was saying before, like if this was anywhere else in the UK, yeah, like people, like if people would be like out in where he is, like if you saw him in the street, people would not just be walking past that guy. Like, he would be getting a talking to with people's fists. And I don't get how, like, he just is the way he is. Like, I think a lot of this, like, people saying he's got, like, when he says, I've got, like, learning problems and I don't understand things, this, that and the other. I think he does understand things. I think that's a big part of his manipulation tactic, which is, like, him basically making, like how he said that the girls sometimes are a lot smarter than they're playing on TikTok. I think he's the same. I think a lot of the time he acts like, oh, like, I'm stupid, I can't do this, I can't do that, just because he wants someone to mother him, but he's going to people with the wrong age group to mother him. You're not going to get 18, 19, like up to say like 25, 26-year-olds mothering a 41-year-old man. You're just not going to get that. And I think that's what he constantly is looking for. Like, he's constantly going to the next person, to the next person, to the next person, because he wants someone to fund his lifestyle. He wants someone to basically feed him, practically wipe his ass, pretty much do everything for him. And none of the girls that he's like going to are going to do that. People are saying you can tell he's a bit simple. See, I don't think he is simple, because if you think, a lot of his actions are quite calculated, like very calculated. Oh, and this is another thing I was going to say before. It was to do with him talking to like younger people and stuff. There was a live he did with Grace when they were on their way back from Thailand, and I don't know if anyone else saw this, but Grace asked him, what is the youngest you'd go for? And he says, I can't say that on TikTok Live. So what does that tell you?
It's wrongin'.
Yeah, that screams pred. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I was just like, okay, I heard a couple of points and I was just responding to those.
Can I ask a question, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Do you guys think the girls that he's around are vulnerable?
Yes, to a certain extent. Some of them, and some of them not.
By the way, I am.
I think some of them are vulnerable, but I think at the same time, sometimes when you I don't know how to say it. When you do, everything has a consequence in it.
Yeah.
But I do think they are vulnerable to a certain extent. If you want to have sympathy, you can decide how much sympathy you want to give. That's how I feel.
Oh, that's, you remind me, Montana.
I just want to see something.
Yeah, 1 minute, Akira. Yeah, one second.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, ask the question then, T.
You guys think all the girls that come in connection with General G or similar content are vulnerable? Yes or no?
Okay, smiley face for yes. And
He's in here, NJ.
He's in here. You can rise up if he wants. It'd be nice to hear his point of view in all this.
Oh, Lord God.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Do you think the young ladies that he's around are vulnerable? Yes for smiley face, sad face for no.
I'm saying yes because I'm 50-50.
All right.
I'm saying yes because I think any 18-year-old is vulnerable. At 18, you think you're grown, and some of the decisions that you would make are not necessarily decisions that you'd make as an adult, where I think, you reach 18 and think, oh yeah, I'm an adult now, I can go out, I can drink, I can do this. But I do believe that you're still very impressionable.
100%.
And yeah.
There was just one more point that I wanted to make before you go on to Montana. When Montana was just saying what she was saying just now, it reminded me obviously what we were saying about like the mentality of these girls. Like their mentality is obviously, like we were saying about them all having something. I don't think it's necessarily that they've all got something wrong with them. I think it's their brains aren't wired in the right way. Like to anyone, I don't want to say normal because you can't really say normal in 2024. Do you know what I mean? Like what is normal? most everyday people, like who think on the right wavelength, if I can put it that way, you would not at that age, like if there was a guy like that approaching you, you'd turn the other way. Like you'd be like, nah, like you wouldn't even get involved with it. Like, and there's a lot of people, like obviously I can imagine there's a lot us all women here. If someone like that approached us, you would not think twice about going, oh, should I do content with this bloke? Because he's a risk. And you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position where potentially you could get SA'd or you could get, do you know what I mean, raped or like anything. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that that a bloke of that mindset and manipulation can do that it's just fuckeries.
I agree still. Thanks for sharing that, Akira. Montana, over to you. And then we're going to go for Amani and Zara. And then I'm going to just show people a video of like kind of how he interacts online with these young people. But Montana, you first.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, innit, like, I got 2 points. One, I'm fully deep in it now. These girls are like my younger sister's ages. And I'm not being funny. If any of them were to come to me and be like, yeah, I'm talking to a 41-year-old, the way that I would move, oh my God, they wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even know. They would just get a phone call like one day and find out that I'm in cells. That's just it. Like, no, there's just absolutely no way. Why? Because why are you at that age talking to somebody that much older? And that leads me on to my next point is, oh my God, when it comes to this whole script thing with these creators, I don't know how to explain it. It is real. They exaggerate it so it looks good on camera for the clout and all of that. But at the end of the day, a script is something you sit down, you write, and it's completely fake. Half of this shit is not completely fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like the relationships, the moving in, the trying to get the money, the sleeping with the people. How is that a script when you're doing it in a real life? Come on now, like, it's not a script. These people hide behind the script thing, you know, do you know what I mean? To try and like cover themselves. But at the end of the day, like, it's just, I'm sorry, it's just weird. It's just really weird. And in terms of,
Montana, you've just made an amazing point. So I just want to just run another poll while you carry on talking. But let me just ask any, guys, do you believe that what General G and these girls are showcasing online, do you believe that it's my bad? Do you believe that it's a script, or do you believe that it's like the real life and what they're doing? Script or real life? So if you think it's a script, then I want to see a smiling face. If you think that it's all fake, no, sorry. If you think that it's a script, then I want to see a smiley face. You know what I'm saying anyway, for God's sake. Go on, Montana, before you lose your point.
Yeah, so basically, obviously with like I said, a lot of it is, I'm sorry, it's not fake. Like, a script would mean that everything is fake. It's really not. Like, people are genuinely probably suffering with mental health behind the scenes and stuff like that really badly. And I'm not being funny. It's like what I think Zara and Amani said it. These girls are young. Like, I think we can all agree that when we was 18 years old, we felt like we was grown. Do you know what I mean? Like, we felt like we was proper grown. We're not grown, bro. Like, and so when you have that mentality and then you actually get with someone who actually is properly grown, you're here thinking that, oh, you know, I can handle this situation, I can control it. And realistically, you can't. Especially, you know, if, what's it called? I don't know which girl it was, the really young one. You're young. Mm-hmm. You're easily very impressionable. You know what I mean? It's very easy for people to manipulate you. And from what I've seen, the little that I've seen, that girl does seem quite nice. She seems very nicey. She can't put her foot down against a grown man, like, especially if he's whispering whatever in her ear off of the app. Do you know what I mean?
Well, but from what I'm gathering, from what people are thinking, that it's like 50-50, especially with that poll as well, right to the end.
It is 50-50.
Non-scripted kind of dominated at the end, but there is probably parts like, let's say, the engagement. Of course, that's some script or some in-house banter that they've done with each other. But then all the other things, though, do you know what I'm saying? So
it's just, I'm not articulating myself properly, and so like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's real, but it's fake. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they might add little things in there for dramatic effect, but like at the end of the day, the man thought he was living in her yard. He was asking her for money. He was probably sleeping with her. Come on now, that's not fake, because you're doing that behind closed doors. You're just bringing it onto the app because you know it's gonna bang views.
Montana, 1 second. Can somebody come to Torian? Can someone come to? Anybody on the stage? Can you come to? We need to get somebody else.
Oh no, my camera is really shitty. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everyone's gonna cuss me.
I can play audio. Wait there. What's his finger?
I can play the audio, but I can't play the screen.
Hey there. I don't even follow him or anything, so let me just try and search him. Right, but sorry, let's get through the other two people. Thank you, Montana. Imani?
Hi, Sam. Look, I feel like this is like a bit, we all should be beyond them in that place where everyone goes, the Lord's or we should go over there, kicking our or something. But this is it, that there's so many mix-ups. I feel like the real and the fake thing of it, I think that also links with them being really young and are they vulnerable question as well, because, and I've got nothing against any of them, just this Ellie, like I said, I can't express it enough how much she concerned me. So to use her as the example, I feel like that's where it shows. It's not that it's that's real life shit. That's really happening. And I feel like the vulnerable part, I feel like she's more vulnerable because of her age, because she thought that she was ahead of the game. But then I feel like she kind of really wasn't. But then there's also, I think, a massive factor in the fact of, like, when we were 18 as well, it was hearing of OnlyFans. Now it's like people are jumping on it and being proud. Do you know how long it took me, call me stupid or not, to realise that little chili pepper on people's profiles meant something completely different? Like, people are advertising this in different ways. So when you realise that, like TikTok, even the word content creator, there's someone I follow called Salah Socials, love her, her stories, her life. Like, I think she's on Instagram as well, but as far as I was concerned, these were content creators. The people before that were like people who wanted to show off, I don't know, the house that Brittany Miller, I don't know if people got whatever, like different type of, do you know what I mean? Where now it's like you're a content creator if you do what exactly? What part of this is you creating content? Because like you say, apart from when they're proposing or pretending this, that and the other, that'll then link to the Cheyenne bit when they were back in the hotel. I remember there was a bit when Cheyenne was like, oh, I don't kiss on if I really fancy her. I feel like that was probably one time you seen her a slight little bit of vulnerability because she knew she didn't want to. Because anybody else, I feel like she would have. She knew that she was, in one sense, it's like, because they're ahead of this TikTok life and this game, they know how to pull, like, I've got no problem with no one because I don't know them kind of thing, but I like Cheyenne of what I see. I find it quite funny, even though I find it absolutely crazy, and the situations and the life that she puts out there or whatever. So I feel like she knew what she was doing, the same way she'd be like, well, what am I going to come off my live for when I've got this many people on? Which then would link to my question, do you get paid for the amount of views? Because this is the only way, if this makes sense, that this is like able to happen. Yet the part of where with the other people, I just don't think, I think it's all, a lot more of it is more real life, but it shows the vulnerability that they're not aware. And then that also shows in the grooming, because there's somebody that's grown that does. Do you know what I mean? Like, it ties in so many different angles to each part of it, because I just think, I don't know, different age ranges. I just feel like Cheyenne was more on it. Tasha knew what was what a lot sooner than obviously Grace did.
Because Cheyenne's had time to get social media trained. She's been on this app for what, 3-4 years?
That's exactly what I mean now as well. So the way that obviously, like myself, I've been on TikTok for a while, but I just look through reels. I'm not even a TikToker. I'm not a content creator. I don't do none of this. This person has literally, I've been that invested, but only through worrying that I've even come on this. I wouldn't dream of coming on like a little one of these conversations.
Well, sorry, Imani, 1 second. Sorry, because I see people are begging to hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Complete nobody. Same goes for you as well.
His ego is
not
mad.
You guys in the live are just talking about her and her people that she supposedly thinks are people. They're not. They're really not. They're just nobodies. And that's a simple fact. Everyone she knows is a nobody. All of them. And they all try and clout chase me. They all trying to stay relevant by saying my name. And just know your place and keep being a nobody. Don't mention my name. You don't want to make my fans angry either. That's not something I advise, let me tell you. They're not people you want to get on the wrong side of. My fans are pretty loyal to me. They've got my back. So, not a good idea. Not a good idea to move off about me, let me tell you.
This app's got people's heads tapped.
So yeah, I Wish I never did the collab. I wish I never did the collab. I wish I could go back in time and reverse it, delete it, bro, from memory. I wish I could. Thanks for the gifts. I wish I could, but I can't. But at least it entertained you for like a day, I guess.
He ain't even got his comments on.
Views with in like one day, bruv. Who does that?
You can't hack the comments.
No one I know of does that. Like, that was sick. Regardless of whatever, that was sick, bruv. I'm proud of that. And yeah, she is heavily washed. Without me, she struggles to get any views of any relevancy.
He's on about Gracie here, I'm guessing.
She'll be a nobody again. Yeah, she has the followers. Yeah, she has the likes. But without me, she's not relevant, bro. Simple facts. You're not going to be relevant again. You're not going to get anywhere near general ever again after tonight. You treat me like a general, or you get held off.
Oh, he's not about the new one. Who is he talking about, guys? Oh,
it's as simple as that.
Gracie.
This new girl.
And all your nobody friends.
He's on about the girl that got him out.
I don't care what they do. Mouth off all they want. Like, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. And I was laughing at them the whole time. And the fact they try to beg me for forgiveness, it's like, you're still a nobody. Apologise to me all you want. You're still a nobody. That goes for everyone, you know. Not just family, not just friends, everyone. I'm not singling anyone out.
How's he talking about the young girls like
they're
this
all
one?
nasty pieces of work.
I can't wait to give my opinion.
They think about drama, mouthing off and attacking others. They think they can get clout. They think they can get fans. They think they can. No, they're always going to be.
When was that from?
It's now. It's live now.
Enjoy that.
Right there, T. Let me change this state, the layout.
Accept it. Those are the facts. And you wonder why no one likes you. No one wants to be around you. Why you have no
this
fans?
one is not
Why
vulnerable.
everyone
He
came
knows
up to
exactly
me
what he's doing
and said,
there.
can I have a photo, General? And no one person asked you for a photo after they got a photo with me because they felt sorry for you. No one asked you for a photo. They all knew who you were. They all saw you, knew who you were, did this, and asked me for a photo. That's the fact. No one likes you.
Do we not have any of the girls that have been round this guy? I want to hear from someone first hand.
Like you,
share it out to this Tasha, Gracie,
I'm not making that mistake again.
Lily.
MJ,
I listen to you guys a lot more often than you're wise.
Alright, after Zara. Zara hasn't spoken, and then you can go next.
no problem, I'm waiting.
Have to be more picky, way more picky, because I've been given clout to the wrong people, clearly. So I won't make that mistake again, bro. I won't make that mistake again. She's only going to be relevant because of that one video I did with her that's got a million views in a day. That's the only video that's going to be getting any views. Other than that,
About clout.
He could be the 17-year-old's granddad.
nothing
Yeah,
accounts.
he's taking them to the spicy page.
We do not care.
I
Say
think
what you
I
want
couldn't
about me.
even tell you.
I do not care. We do not care. All we're going to do is just laugh at you. Because it's funny. You try to give me an L, and I'm going to turn it into the biggest dub in human history.
It's because he's got a big platform that he can bully these girls, you know, I can tell.
Enjoy the show.
This is so triggering, I'm not gonna lie.
You deserve this. You've earned this. This is well deserved.
Grace comes home tomorrow.
I shouldn't have got attached. I shouldn't have let her get in my feels. I shouldn't have. That was the biggest mistake I've ever made. The biggest. You think you can...
You're a weak man. Put your comments on them, rude boy. You chat your bare smack and nobody can even say anything to you.
Let's see what happens
Would
next.
you imagine him landing in Birmingham trying to grab Gal like this?
You
know,
Never
like that
happening.
player.
doing that in front of me.
Never happening.
You're not like what happens next, let me tell you.
Comments are off.
Because what I post tomorrow
Comments
is
are off.
going to finish you.
Man's coming like a bad man.
And I'll be laughing my head off at you.
You know, the fact he's turned his comments off, I don't actually think as far as
I'm fuming about the Cheyenne
I
situation.
just didn't know her true colours.
Yeah, she's probably got bare box.
I didn't know her true colours, bro.
This is like indirect
now.
threats. It's serious.
it's like you need to make sure all you like that are around the TikTok streets, like make sure you give these girls like good support and that, because this guy's trying to spin a narrative and get them hate by the looks of it.
Whatever,
You hear the guy? I shouldn't have given them clout. I shouldn't have done that. They've switched on me. You saved the girl.
MJ, you know what it is? You see with Cheyenne?
Yeah.
I mean,
Cheyenne, that she wanted it. She wanted to do spicy. She was all out for it. You get me? But when you watch the videos back, because I've watched it, yeah, that girl was on edge around him, and you can see her face. She was on edge. She did not want him.
Anyone that's watched Cheyenne over the years, you can tell that she did not look comfortable. I'm sorry. You cannot convince me that she was 100% comfortable. Even when Gemma come up in there, and you know how Gemma will usually be like, Cheyenne, go home. She'll be like, no, I'm fine. She kind of went, and she went, oh, no, I didn't even plan to stay here. I didn't even want to come in. You can tell she don't want to be there. This weirdo man.
Right, but one second. Zara.
Yeah, obviously I've just been, like, he's still live now talking shit, but after watching the way he's talking, I take everything I said back before about perhaps is he vulnerable. He's an out-and-out predator. I feel like we've said before and touched on, his behaviour is 100% narcissistic. The fact that he's now, you know, as we've said, you know, passing out indirect threats about what he puts out tomorrow is going to end it, and not to challenge him because his fans, you know, no one wants to go on the wrong side of them. I think, you know, just as we were talking before, obviously before we knew he was live, in relation to these girls, I think what happens is, I personally believe, is that like they're thinking, yeah, I'll use them for clout, I'll do some content, but then they're beyond the depth. Do you know what I mean? It gets to the point where you're now in that situation, and it's like, oh shit, how am I going to handle this? Because it's not an act. This is him in real life. It's not just for content purposes when the camera's on. I agree. This is the way.
Do you know why I agree? Do you know why I agree with that? Cheyenne has never ever looked nervous the way she looked that night. The way that she normally holds, she'll hold her own. That girl can hold her own. That girl, when he come behind her, when she had it on live, right? And he I don't know whether anyone else saw it, but he brushed himself up against her, right? And I'm telling you, Cheyenne looks so nervous.
What's more concerning though as well, I'd love to, obviously I know there's an ongoing, you know, investigation at the minute, but it'd be intriguing to know how much Grace has told them, because you would, obviously, as we've said before, you'd think after that accusation he wouldn't be online, he'd be trying to keep a low profile, where it makes me think, you know, surely if she's disclosed everything, you know, the coerciveness, the manipulation, all of that, and there's clearly a pattern of this behaviour, which there is, it's documented online, it's making me think, well, why hasn't he been bailed under conditions that he's not allowed to be posting this type of content online? He's not allowed to, do you know what I mean? It makes me wonder, what are his bail conditions, and are they actually looking into the type of person that he is? Where I think I do think he's a danger to young women. And just this live on its own, you know, the complete narcissism, even down to it's almost like he's got this bravado of he's untouchable. I can do what I want and I'm untouchable. Nothing's going to happen to me. And it's worrying, because you think, well, where does it have to go to? What has to happen before he is cancelled, before police do nab him, do you know what I mean? And he is arrested or he's cancelled on this app completely, because it's worrying. As we've discussed loads of times before, this is essentially an app for children. That's what it initially started off as. Okay, yeah, adults have taken over it, but for this type of predator to be lurking around online, and as I've said, my daughter uses TikTok. Yes, she's got a private account, but I think he's dangerous to stumble across anybody's child.
I agree. Can I also touch upon the fact that the way that Cheyenne was acting, that's not Cheyenne. Cheyenne is a bubbly person, and you could see her looking left to write, and she didn't want him around her. It was definitely an awkward situation for her. It was awkward.
Kind of disagree.
How T?
I was about to say the
No,
same
yeah,
thing.
I might get scrutinized for this year, but you lot know already. I'll just say what it is. I don't actually think
It is what it is,
I don't
T.
actually think Cheyenne is vulnerable, and the reason why I say that, yeah, I think Cheyenne as well. I don't think Cheyenne even wants to be seen as someone that's vulnerable, but with Cheyenne, yeah, I feel like Cheyenne she's been on the internet for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I have seen a positive change in Cheyenne in the sense where obviously she used to do a lot of fuck you when she was younger. But I don't know, like I just don't feel like I feel like she puts herself in these situations because she wants to and she knows exactly what she's doing. And you gotta understand these people are live creators, so they know what brings the views in, they know what brings in the speculations and etc. etc. This is just my opinion, like honestly, you lot don't have to agree with me or whatever, but and I think for her as well, I think Cheyenne will, if Cheyenne knew of this live, I think she'll come here and be like, you know what I'm saying, she's not vulnerable and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, but you know what it is with me, yeah? Like, she was saying, I'm going to the bar, like, I'm trying to brush him off, and like, he was coming behind her, and he was like, basically behind her, and you could see she was uncomfortable with that situation. Like,
she was uncomfortable there, and like maybe something like he done something or whatever which made her feel uncomfortable. 100%. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, yeah. But I'm just saying, all in all, I just don't think she's as vulnerable as people make. I think the word vulnerable gets thrown out a lot on this app. Someone does something bad, oh, it's because they're vulnerable. Someone does something questionable, oh, it's because they're vulnerable, or it's their mental health. I just, like, the word vulnerable has just been thrown out so much on this app. It's like, who is really vulnerable and who's not?
Sorry, Claire, I wanted to just say, yeah, and I echo what T's saying, because the first time that Cheyenne put herself around this guy, somebody was in my live, I'm not going to whistle blow, and they said, you know, that she did feel uncomfortable and that she did like grab the person away and be like, what are you trying to do, when he was trying to corner her. Do you know what I'm saying? And she was looking at her and like, because she's so, I don't know, a bit ditzy, she just kind of like went along with it instead of saying like, yo, move up yourself, you creep. Do you know what I'm saying? But then my thing is that if that happened the first time, why are you going to go and place yourself in that position again?
So can I ask you a question then? Do you feel like she's putting herself in these situations just to get views?
I'm thinking, that's
You got to understand as well, a lot of these girls, like these spicy girls, they are managed by the likes of HS TikToky and the likes of certain people, you know what I'm saying? So it all comes with it. You got to understand, views, listen, views attracts money, it attracts exposure. Exposure to what? To their spicy content that's on their bio. You know what I'm saying? It's all monetization and their marketing. A lot of things they do is marketing, and I think that's what people are not getting.
Can I ask another question, and then Claire, I'll let you finish off here. Do you think that General treats these girls the way Harry treats them because they are online selling the products that they're selling?
If you want my honest opinion, if you put yourself out there like that, you're going to be treated like that. It's like if you put yourself out there as a working girl or escort, you're going to expect to be treated like that, because how you portray yourself becomes money, and that's how you make the money. But my only concern is...
Sorry, I'm not cutting you up. Sorry, my friend. I'm just saying it while it's fresh in my mind. Right. I'd like to ask... I'm going to put a poll up, yeah? And I just want you to ask... I just want to ask you, like, do you believe that General G treats these girls like a piece of meat because of the content that they're creating?
If you think he does, give me a smiling face. If you think he doesn't, then give me a sad face. Go on, Claire, carry on, mate.
1 minute, darling.
And then we'll go to Bobby and Bespoke after.
Yeah, I'll just give you my view on it. My view is, in regards to him, he seems to go for younger females. If it was a lot, the same age as him, and they wanted to do that, then yeah. But there's some aspects of where I feel I don't think he's in the right frame of mind, to deal with these youngsters. I think he's a wrong un. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't sit well with me, because that could be my daughter. My daughter's that age, and it don't sit with me.
I understand. I understand you, Claire. Carry on though, if you wanted to land a bit more.
NJ.
Yeah.
NJ.
Don't say something stupid. Don't do something stupid. Don't say something stupid, Claire. You're doing well up here.
NJ, give me my dentures back, man.
Oh gosh. Right, mute up.
I'm joking.
I know. I thought you was gonna say something else. Bobby, what's up, Bobby?
Finally.
You've been waiting patiently.
Hi guys, I hope everyone's well.
Reese, land up. You haven't missed it. Carry on, Bobby.
Let me go. First of all, as we were talking about Cheyenne, let me quickly just say something. Cheyenne's not a victim in anything. And my point is that she does everything for views. If she wanted to get out of a situation, she would be able to. She might have been uncomfortable, but the girl knows what she's doing. She knows what she's putting on TikTok to make herself look vulnerable. That's part one there. The second one, let's go on to this creep, man. Oh, God. I don't even know where to start with him. I just watched his live and I'm creeped out. First of all, this picture here just creeps me out as well. I hope I don't have nightmares.
Blame the designer.
That there scares me. God, I was going to come out and I was going to, in a way, defend him. You know this. You know what I was going to say. But after that,
it's all unraveled. There's no defending this now.
Man, do you know what? I was going to come on and I was going to be like, look, we all know he's autistic and all this, but it's not an excuse. And how he's talking on live is just, it doesn't even sound like he'd be somebody with any issues, because it's like he knows exactly what he's saying. He's very calculating everything he's saying and how he's shaming these girls. And the poll you just put up, no, it's not about these girls doing what they do. He doesn't know how to treat no woman. And that's why he even goes for young girls, because he thinks he can manipulate and control. Because he wouldn't be stepping up to a girl my age, that's for sure, because he'd get slapped up.
That's right.
So that's why he's going for these young girls. And that was me thinking, why are these young girls going for this guy? Are they using him or he's using them?
But then I'm just baby girl.
But then exactly. But then who's giving this guy the platform? HS, hasn't he? He's enabled this behavior, and then all of these girls going for him is just helping him, having a big head. Oh, I'm General G. You can't talk to me. Look at my python. Shut the fuck up, mate. Shut the fuck up, please. Somebody needs to slap him up.
Don't forget who gave him the platform.
Exactly. HS. Exactly. That's another twat. That's another twat right there.
There you go. You get me? They're all in it. All this spicy and this and that. But have you not noticed there's no mature women in there?
Exactly. He's going for young ones. Women. Did you not see that video that went around of him talking to a girl in school uniform?
What?
Yes. He was talking to a girl in school uniform. What are these? Why is he getting this clout? Why? I do not understand what is wrong with this TikTok. Why are people... Did you see on his live?
Sorry, Bobby. How recent was this?
Oh, it was a couple of weeks ago, you know.
Oh, wow. She was
a schoolgirl, man. She was there with her ice cream, her Calypto, whatever it's called.
Was he talking all flirtatious with her and that?
Yes,
I saw it.
Talking about the python.
Oh my God. Wow. Please tag me in that. Then I was
about to say,
This is going to be not because I just want. Like, I feel like we definitely got to do a part 2. You know, because I would like to get in contact with some of those girls and see if we can hear from them. Because how he's going on is that because he's got a big platform,
telling you.
he's going to try and silence them. So we have to, you know, rally around these girls and give them a voice, man.
NJ, I'm telling you something. We need to be so careful because this guy is going to end up doing something so bad to a young girl.
Yeah.
Like, his devices need to be all checked because it's giving me the creeps just thinking about it. He's the type of man, yeah, that will go on top of a young girl and he will not listen to that young woman saying no.
Facts.
Like, he needs to be stopped. This thing that he's having online needs to be stopped. I don't care if he's got autism or not. It just needs to be stopped. His behavior is not acceptable. And people cannot say to me now...
A part two on this because this girl in the uniform, listen, that needs to be published and he needs taken out of the game.
For real. He's just been online to say that he's exposing something tomorrow about somebody.
He needs to stop talking on Grace, first of all, because if she's gone to the police, yeah, they're going to deal with it. Why is he coming online and, like, trying to shame this girl? Like, I don't understand it, why he needs to be talking about her.
Can I just say...
Yeah, carry on, Claire.
You know what? Let me tell you something, just a quick one. I'll let everyone else speak. Sorry. You know why he's done that? He wants to shut that girl down. He wants to shut her down because he thinks, yeah, I've got all your stuff, your spicy stuff. Don't make me publish it. Do you not understand these type of people, yeah, that bring them girls into these things, yeah? They have power over these girls. You know, HS Tiki, all of them, they're all into that. Why do you think they got the platform they've got now? Because they got there by using young females to do what they want. And it's happening now in front of our own eyes.
Can I say something to that, if that's all right?
Yes, Justice, welcome up to the stage.
Thanks for having me. I've been watching this General G stuff and things for a while, but my bigger point, or what I think all this is about, it is all about marketing. It's about targeting, and it's about, let's just say, recruiting. So it's about marketing and recruiting all at the same time. Let's all agree on one thing, that this app is full of predators. So when it comes to targeting predators, perfect app for it. When it comes to recruiting, again, it's full of young people, i.e. young girls. So it's glamorizing it to the young girls, and it's also putting it in the face of the people that are going to pay for it. What a perfect app to do all this. So now can you see what they're doing? They're marketing and recruiting all at the same time via TikTok. And if you think about back in the day, when you think about circuses and you think about freak shows, this is all a freak show behind your phone. They're making freaks of these people. Like, look at General G. It's like Beauty and the Beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now can you see what's going on right before our eyes? And it's glamorizing it. So one day, like, imagine Cheyenne one day, she has kids, yeah? Or any of these young girls. Imagine the talks about what the daddies are going to have, let alone the boys, about this girl. Because they're all going to be looking at it via what? Their phones.
But Justice, can I ask you a quick question? How come they've not got me involved?
Claire?
I'm joking.
Next time you do that, you're going to get dropped. Justice, carry on, please.
I'm joking.
Sorry, I was a bit thrown off there. I was a bit
man.
Wallahi, I'm
all right, Claire, mute up, please.
So that's what I think it's about. When you think about the way our world's turning, when you think about our justice system, i.e. being called justice, and how our justice system is failing, can you see how they're like, when it comes to SA offences, no one's going to prison for it these days. You're more likely to go to prison for having an opinion like we are now than what you are to go to prison for SAing.
Facts. The percentages are really low, and this
is where we need to do something about our community, our law system, and we need to do something about the consumption of what our kids and what people are viewing. Not just kids, it's up to elderly as well, because of like, this is a taboo thing. Imagine things that used to be behind closed doors right in front of you to normalise it. You got kids growing up, and how are they going to grow up sitting there thinking, imagine kids growing up seeing this to a point they could become predators.
Because remember, they are looking up.
This is what we're looking at.
Justice, can I just say that the young kids, this is what they're looking up to, and I'm loving your passion and the words that you're saying, because it's so true, man. Like, it's not a joke out here. Like,
it isn't just down to us. It's down to music. It's down to what we see on TV. Even when you look at some of the things that you hear in Peppa Pig and what Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig talk about, it ain't all right sometimes. So, and even in our kids' books, we need to really look out at everything we give our children, everything that's being told to our kids, everything they're watching, everything they're listening to, because everything's so in front of their poor little faces. I will be real, like, even with the OF stuff, people walking around in promiscuous clothes and whatever else, I'll be real, I don't want my 2-year-old walking in the street where my kid's eye level is like up to your flange. I don't want my kids seeing what you have for breakfast. Cover up.
Sorry, guys, that was a
Claire.
Sorry, guys.
Please
no, it wasn't any jokes, Claire. But no, this is something serious. This is about our children.
I know, Claire, you're getting dropped.
I was talking about myself.
Justice, carry on, please.
And I think that's what we need to think about. We need to think about what modesty is, and we need to be encouraging modesty, not taking your clothes off, not putting it out there on a plate. Because let's look at all our relationships these days. How many broken homes are there? You wonder why? You wonder why kids ain't got their mummies and daddies together, because mummies and daddies are sleeping with their aunties and uncles. They're probably even sleeping with their brothers and sisters these days.
Boy, so Justice, keep going, man. You keep landing.
Don't you think we all are responsible for this? Every single one of us sitting here is responsible for it.
100%, I agree. I touched on this the other day, didn't I, Injured? And it was, can't remember what live it was in, regarding obviously us as parents having a responsibility for, you know, what our children are going out with. And I feel like we're far too, or society tries to sexualize our children from, you know, a very young age. But I feel like even this type of stuff online, just on some of the points Justice has said, it's almost like it's being pushed in our faces and our children's faces to desensitize us to this type of behaviour, where it's almost like, obviously don't get me wrong, you're going to have the people like us who look at his behaviour and go, that is not normal, that's disgusting, it's creepy, do you know what I mean? But I think if this is the type of imagery and stuff that's being pushed in our young sons or daughters' faces, it's going to become normalised, in terms of you're going to get our young boys who are going to essentially aspire to, yeah, I want to be like him. I want to be around young girls. And you're going to also have young girls who think that's the way I get big, that's the way I get famous, do you know what I mean? By going, whether it, obviously not him essentially, but, you know, an equivalent of him in 10 years' time or whatever, because that's how I get my numbers and views up.
Because remember, a lot of
Can I
these
touch on something as well?
Sorry, 1 minute, Justice, 1 minute. Because remember, that's what a lot of our young kids, they don't see the content. All they see is the views and the numbers. So whatever it is, whatever the in thing is, remember, like, General G is not the only person and the only example of older men preying on young women and getting some sort of online, like the notorious, do you know what I'm saying? And it gets to their head, like I've seen it time and time again, where a lot of these old guys that are doing this right now, they feel like they become untouchable, and then they start speaking to more younger girls than probably what they've even with, do you know what I'm saying? And the algorithms is pushing that in our faces. Like, you could create a new content and go on the TikTok shop, and you're going to see a couple that I don't know if they're together anymore now, but that's the first thing that's going to be pushed in your face. And that's what I mean, they're normalising the way how a relationship should be. Honestly, when you look at it in the deeper grand scheme of things, it's really scary for our next generation coming up still.
Can I also just say something quick? See, years ago with this taboo stuff, and if people knew you was a predator, back in the day, back in the days like Football Factory, you know, when your dads were hooligans.
Yeah.
Can I just say, you wouldn't have been able to walk down the street. So I'm going to leave now, but I'm going to leave it at one thing. What's happened to today's men to a point you cannot beat up the predator that you see? That's all I'm going to say is men from back in the day, you want to look at your fathers and your granddads and you want to take heed and you want to take notice and do what they did. Because if you did, these wouldn't be walking the streets now, because it's down to the roadmen as well for letting them walk the bloody roads.
Do you know what?
And I'm just going to leave it there. So where are your roadmen at? Where are your men? That's all I'm going to say, because from where I'm standing, you're purring like pussycats. You're not roaring like tigers.
Just another point, sorry though, and Justice, I completely agree with what you're saying, but see, I don't know about anybody else's communities, but put it this way, I can remember being in school and being 14, 15, and I can remember seeing older men from my area. Okay, they weren't, 40 years of age, etc., but they might have been late teens, early 20s, coming and picking up girls in their cars, in uniforms. This is something I think that's been going on for a while, as much as now it's on a platform and we can see it. It is a problem within our communities. I've spoken to my mum and she's told me about older men in the area and being like, yeah, he's always, had a thing for women that were a lot younger, etc. But like I said, I can remember girls, 15, getting picked up by 19, 20-year-old males in their cars, in their uniform after school. And I don't know about other people, if they've witnessed things like that when they were growing up, but I most definitely did.
Yep, I can definitely vouch for that. That used to happen at my school as well still. It used to
Can I
happen
just
a
say
lot.
something?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was that said, back in the days, if somebody, was doing what General G is doing, that, basically you would get slapped up. Are we forgetting that? And nowadays, if that happens, if somebody attacks General G for him talking to a young girl, who's going to get in more trouble?
I get that they would do a big prison sentence and whatever else. I understand that. But this is where we need the law to change. This is where we need... The law's never going to change if everybody's too scared to do something, to do nothing about it. If everybody's too sitting there quivering, going, oh, we're scared of this, we're scared of that, they're scared that they're going to do this. Whatever is going to change. How are you ever going to stand up and make anything change if you sit there scared quivering?
I hear what you're saying, Justice. It's the consequences, isn't it? There's no consequences no more.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think
a consequence to everything you do. What's the bigger consequence? One man doing a prison sentence for getting a pred off the streets, or how many kids crying?
Sorry, NJ, I was only messing about, yeah?
Wait there, Claire, 1 sec. Bobby.
I don't think people are scared to, go and face him. I think realistically it should happen, but then not a lot of people, want to go to jail for what he's doing, and that's where we need, like you've mentioned, our laws to sort itself out. Because do you know realistically how many people have reported rape and SA, and basically they've been told that they're lying, that it hasn't happened? And a lot of these OF girls, I'm sure they suffer because people see them as they're vulnerable. You can do whatever you want to them because they're OF girls. Nothing's going to happen. So it's a very tricky subject when we come into it. That's why he's getting away with everything that he's doing and no one's doing anything about it.
Okay, Claire?
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Allen Rock, Birmingham, and at the age of 14, I was plied with drink and drugs.
Trigger warning, guys. Sorry, carry on, Claire.
Yeah, by the Asian community. I'm not going to put it just on them.
Claire.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that, man. You can't do that.
No, you don't even have to Please, man.
Okay.
You're from Birmingham. You want
just saying.
the community. Come on, Claire, man.
I'm about to go crazy.
I'm just giving my point.
All right, I'm just going to just say something, because I know that this is your personal experience and I'm not trying to dampen it, but please, when you say stuff like that, there's no need to say the race of the person. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
You would just
So I
refrain from
reply-
that, please, and then carry on.
Yeah, okay, I'll refrain from that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but obviously, my parents didn't agree with who I was dating at that time. Yeah, so my parents kicked me out. They were very strong Catholics. But I am going to be honest with you. This happens not just online. It happens around us. Yeah, in the real world. Now, what this guy is portraying, and you all are right, he's portraying that it's okay to do that. So all these young girls are coming towards him thinking, we'll get clout, we'll get money. It doesn't end up in a good place. You end up absolutely rock bottom, because he just goes on from girl to girl, and we've watched that on numerous occasions.
But do you honestly, sorry, Claire, do you honestly genuinely feel that these women fall for him?
I'm going to be honest with you, right? I think, yes, I actually think he pulls them in with the charm, because even though we don't
right.
Sorry, can I jump in here?
Yeah,
then?
wait there, my brother. Wait there. You can go after Claire. Yeah?
Hold on.
Wait there, Claire.
MJ.
Wait there, Claire. Let me ask. I want to ask the poll. Yeah, I want to ask
I've
everybody
been
a
with some
question.
dusty man.
Claire,
I've been with some dusty
Claire,
man.
Claire,
Can I ask Claire a question quick?
1 minute, everybody. Everybody, chill a sec.
I can't tell she's trolling.
One time, chill. Yeah, I want to
I'm
ask.
scared
I
I'm
want to
gonna
ask the
forget my
people the
question.
question.
For Claire
Yeah.
quick.
Wait there. Right, guys, if you honestly believe that these girls, fall for General G, can I see a smiling face? If you think that they're just doing it for the clout, can I see a sad face? Right. Carry
I
on,
just think
Claire,
I
and then we'll let
puked in
other
my
people
mouth.
talk. Go on, Claire, you can unmute now.
What I'm saying, darling, is, look, I've been with the most, and I mean ugly man, yeah? And I could never look back and think, how did I ever be with that? It's the charm. It's how they bring you in. It's not about the looks. Forget the looks. Don't look at that. People charm you.
Can I ask you a question quick, Claire?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question as well, Claire.
All right.
You know, when you said earlier that you were 14 when you met this guy and then your parents kicked you out, did they kick you out at 14?
Yeah, babe. Yes.
What the hell were your parents thinking? Not to blink and go to the police about an older guy and then just let you go with him? Doesn't matter if they're Catholic. Parents are parents. What the hell? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Why would you? That's basically selling your daughter.
Thank
so
you.
that really infuriated me as a mother, and I sat here and listened to that and thought, hang on a minute, this girl was 14 and they just gave their daughter to somebody that they didn't like. What?
Can I ask a
I
question?
walked
Sorry.
around the
All right,
first
can we
night.
need to let Claire finish first?
The first night she kicked me out. She found out I was dating a guy. Am I allowed to say the religion?
No. Just say how
Right.
old he was.
Right. Well, he was 18, I was 14, and she found out and she booted me out at 9 o'clock, and she threw all my stuff out. My dad was working nights, and I had nowhere to go, so I ended up in a care home, and that's when I went into the hands of you know who took advantage.
Oh my God. I am so sorry, Claire. But
You don't need to say
your
sorry,
parents,
because
man,
you know
I'm
what?
so sorry. That is just
No,
actually,
I've
my
got
heart
five.
ached then when you said that. I just had to touch on that.
I've got 5 beautiful children now, yeah, and I'm on my feet, and guess what? I've actually worked, and I've done everything I can. I've done everything I can to keep my children, and I've survived because I'm a strong person. But I'm just saying, you know, when you don't have a parent like Cheyenne, my heart bleeds when I watch Cheyenne, because I get it. She doesn't have anyone.
She does have a mum, darling. She does have a mum. It just looks like the way... you know, like some kids, when they grow up here and they hit teens, they just become very difficult for their parents to handle when they've got other children as well.
Yeah.
Cheyenne has got a mum. If you've looked many times, her mum has looked for her and begged for her to go home. Where there's other kids.
All right. Can I just say we're not going to go into that because nobody knows the ins and outs with that.
No, but I'm just saying that we have seen that on the app that she has got a mum, so you can't say she hasn't got a mum.
Yeah, but nobody's seen the other side as well. So it's like, all right, you might have seen.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, in case her mum's listening as well, our brothers and sisters, that we have to be careful.
And this is why we have to be careful on both sides, though, because nobody knows why. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I jump in here now?
There's many sides with it, but we can also see that she's a troubled adult as well.
Justice. Let's move forward from that, please, okay?
NJ, you're from my manor.
Sorry, Justice. Sorry, 1 second, Claire. You're speaking facts, but at the end of the day, like, it's like what Torian said, and I had to deep. If Cheyenne was to come in here right now, she'll kick off because it's not something to be discussed. So I think we should just leave that one out of there.
No, I'm just saying, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying from everything that we've seen, from the years that we've seen, I'm just touching on that.
All right, that's cool, Justice. Claire, are you finished?
I'm finished. NJ, you from the manor, you know what it's like.
I hear you, but you just gotta be a bit more mindful when you're saying certain things, because when you say it,
can I sing on wood or not?
It's not all though, is it? Because there's some people from that community that are not into that kind of stuff, you know.
I know, babe, I know.
So we just gotta be mindful, and
Let's move on to other people then.
All right,
I'll mute.
Daniel, welcome.
I think something that needs to be spoke about. Someone mentioned earlier that this didn't really happen sort of 20 years ago, but there was a thing called the Wandering Hand where people used to go and touch people all the time. So this wasn't something that has only just come about recently. This has been going on for 30, 40 years. Now, it doesn't mean...
It wasn't as in everyone's faces as it is now.
No,
like,
because it's hidden, because people
more of a
knew it was happening. Yeah, exactly. People knew it was happening. Yeah, true. People knew it was happening, but they kind of hid it. And this was celebrities and everything. With the stuff that's happening now with General G, he's clearly got something wrong with him. The way that he acts and stuff isn't the normal way a man acts. However, I think the girls do have to take a little bit of responsibility for some of the things they're doing, because they are clearly doing this because they want to get some form of fame out of it. They want money. They want to be seen by other girls. And yeah, okay, the way that General G is acting isn't acceptable. However, there is a degree on the girls' side that they are putting fuel on the fire.
I agree, mate. Carry on, Landed.
I just think... I don't even really know how this will ever stop, to be perfectly honest with you. With General G, you can clearly see that he's a bit of a lost soul. He's clearly on his own. He's got no one. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending this man because I find him very, very creepy. I find him very, very weird. However, people giving him attention is what he clearly wants. We are also putting money in his pocket. People keep saying he's skint and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, he may well be. But a lot of these people that do stuff on TikTok are creating situations for us to watch, for them to earn money off of us. And if people can't recognise that and see that, then they're blind.
I fully agree. You know, when you see it, bro, you can't unsee it, can you? Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I always try my best to wake people up, because it just seems like it's the blind leading the blind.
Exactly. But it's not even just talk, just forget about General G for a second. Even if you go and talk about some of the other popular people that are on TikTok now, your HS Tiki-Toki, your Ed Matthews, all of those sorts of people, they create situations, and even Bevo, they create situations that are false and not real, purely for us to watch them and go, oh, hang on a minute, what's happening there? It's like we're watching an episode of Coronation Street or an episode of EastEnders online, and we're all buying into it, and then we're waiting for the next thing. Oh, he's now seeing her. He's now seeing her. It's a complete talking point constantly. With this whole situation with Grace, the fact that he's supposedly done stuff to her and all that, who knows whether it's true? Like the only two people that really know it is between them two. And it probably is going to stay like that until there is a police situation that actually comes to light. However, we as the viewers are making it worse because we're constantly wanting to watch their TikToks. We're commenting, we're liking. So with regards to General G, yeah, he's quite a weird person, and it's not comfortable to watch. However, we're also it's also our fault for putting fuel on the fire as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree, mate. I always say it as well. Like, if you're a consumer, you're watching this, you're egging it on, or you're spending your free time zoned into this. Like, I'll be honest, mate, I run these lives and I'm on to the next one. I never really delve on one person for too long, but a lot of the times it is because of the consumers. They ask me, oh, could we do a live on such and such and such and such? If there's a need there and a want, you're kind of obliged to give them what they want, do you know what I'm saying? But in a grand scheme of things, I always try to make it educational or give people the opportunity to wake people up, do you know what I'm saying? As to what the hell
Okay, sorry to cut you off. Someone's saying in the comments that Tasha's here.
Is she here?
Someone said in the comments that she is.
Okay, Tasha, if you're here, we'd love to hear from you still. We've heard a lot of things. Or if not, if you want to follow and just have a conversation beforehand, because we are actually looking, sorry to contradict myself, but we are looking to do a number 2, because I would love to hear from the girls who have been around this guy to give us more of an insight as to what the hell goes on behind the scenes that we don't see.
And Jay, are you looking at that comment?
Leave General, he is a legend.
Are you joking? Anyways, Daniel, can I just say, I agree with everything you say, but let's just not normalize his behavior just because he's autistic.
No, I'm not normalising his behaviour, so I'm just saying he's got something.
Dan, you're covering your mic, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. I'm not normalising what he's doing at all, but clearly there is something wrong with him. He is also latching on to the fact that he is getting attention. We can clearly see that. I don't really know what else there is to say on the matter, to be honest. I think that he is a bit of a strange person, but I don't really know. I think we're making it worse sometimes.
Yeah, by watching him and giving him all this attention is really not helping. He's thinking that he's, somebody, when in reality he's just making a fool out of himself as well.
But I feel like the other people that are giving him that limelight and attention and all that kind of stuff are people that are just condoning the behaviour, do you know what I mean? Or trying to make the same excuse. I'm not saying it was an excuse when I was saying that, all right, I don't feel like he has his full faculties, but at the same time, he is wired up to know that what's right and wrong with what he's doing, do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I think as well? I think he thinks people are laughing with him, and in reality, they're laughing at him, and he's not realising that.
I think in that though, it's a bit of both, because there are people that are supporting him.
Because they're weirdos themselves.
Yeah, I get that, but that's what's causing him to then think that some of the things that he's doing and the way that he is acting is right.
I think his autism is part of the recruitment. The fact that he acts young entices young ladies to come forward, because other people are now getting bored of the girls that have been there already. They now need new, fresh meat. And he entices the new, fresh meat because of his childlike attributes.
I think that's a great point.
I disagree. The reason I disagree with that is because I think it's not that he's recruiting young girls. I think young girls are a little bit coming to him to get the clout.
That's how he's recruiting, because of his child antics. Little girls sit there and think, I can make a quick buck if I go near him. They think they're going to use him, when really and truly it's all an act on his side. If he plays autistic as well and pretends to play dumb, he can get what he wants, and then other people behind him, his managers or whatever else behind him, get new recruits.
I think you've got to see it more as a broader perspective. I think you've got to see it more as a broader perspective.
I disagree with that. I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree with that. These people, right,
they're in a ring,
going around him, know exactly what he's about. They know what he does. They see him on here. They know exactly what they're getting into. Yeah. However, he is getting people in. But I have already said this. This is about him recruiting for money, spicy,
I said, that's exactly what I said, and they need fresh meat now. So they want younger girls. So
they're all doing spicy with him. That's what they're doing.
which is arranged
What
by
I
his
just
managers.
said, Claire. No, but what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying, Justice, but you can't 100% confirm that, though, can you?
Oh, I'm not, but like I said earlier, it's about Beauty and the Beast. It's also a humiliation ritual, isn't it? When you think about what the elites do as well, it's part of an Illuminati scam, all of this. This is the lower side of Illuminatis. Look at what they're doing. They're trying to imitate what P. Diddy did. It's a freak off on TikTok. Wake up.
I get what you're saying, but there's no guarantee to what you're saying, really, is it? It's just, that's what you think, I guess. Until you...
Sorry, can I just say one thing, please? Guys, everyone be quiet a sec. Do you see that fresh meat term? Please don't use that on here because it's disgusting.
I mean it like that. I meant it in the way that they see it. I meant it to say it the way that they would see it, so that other people hear it.
I hear you,
That's
but
what we are.
I get where you come
We're not people.
Don't put it on here. Yeah, carry on. Though.
One thing we need to realise is we might not like the terminology of it, but to people out there, we're not people. We're just objects. We're for sale. So maybe if we learn to actually hear that, then maybe you might not want to be for sale.
I think what you're saying is, like, learn how to look after yourself.
Exactly. Learn how the world sees you, that the world doesn't see you. They don't care about you. If they could sell you, they would. So wake up to that. You're a piece of property. From the minute you were born, you're a piece of property.
Yeah. From your parents to when you grow up.
From your birth certificate. Do you see what I'm saying? You're declared dead from birth. You're a walking ghost with no feelings, no nothing. So the sooner we all understand that, the sooner we all going to understand that until we actually take control of this and prove that we are very much alive, we're going to be treated as if we're dead. We're going to be treated as objects. We're going to be bought and sold.
Justice, can I ask you a personal question, or do you want to do it off here?
You can ask me. I don't mind.
I feel like you're hurt the same the way that I was hurt.
You know what I'm hurt with? Because do you know why I'm called Justice on TikTok?
Go on.
Because I get very affected about the trafficking that goes on within our society and our young children being taken in containers and everything else. This is what I'm about on TikTok, trying to stop that and look after our babies. I don't care what colour we are or whatever else. As soon as we're mums and dads to everybody.
Yeah.
So this is where my feelings are. I'm not hurt. I'm hurt by what the world is today. I'd say I'm quite religious, and I think that we should come pure, we should go pure. But the impurity in this world and the things that are going on and the people and what people are doing, it's not okay.
I'm with you.
Absolutely with you. Can I say something?
Of course you can. Is that Darren?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Right. Basically, in the past 6 months, I've joined a hunting group, where we have decoys who talk to preds, and then we do stings on them. So far, in the past year, we've done 362, and so far we've had over 300 convictions. But the highest sentence has been 12 months, and this was for a guy who on the sting was talking to a 12-year-old boy. Obviously, I can't go into the case too much, but that's the problem with this country. The laws are too. So you can write comments on Facebook, TikTok, or whatever, and get 3 years for that. But for grooming or having sexual contact with a child, you get 12 months.
Yeah, the justice system's fucked. There's no doubt about that.
Can I ask you a question, sorry?
Yeah.
You see when you guys do these sting operations, you just said that the lowest sentence is 12 months.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you guys to plan the operation, do it and execute it?
It can take it. The longest one that I've been told is taken 3 years.
But this is what I'm saying. If the longest one is 3 years, what I'm guessing the minimum is like a year, 2 years, something like that?
No, the minimum, there was one guy we did 2 weeks ago. He came out of prison on the Monday, and we had him banged up again by the Friday.
Okay.
We
But, like,
we stung him that quickly.
this is what I wanted to say is it's a bit crazy though that you guys can put in that much work and like
we
for
do-
3
we do- we
years
do
and then
all-
the person only gets 12 months. That's crazy to me.
We don't crowdfund for it. We don't get any money for it from anyone. We do it all out of our own pockets as well.
Oh, are you not like you not with like
Are you
law
part of the
enforcement?
ghost team?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, we're a ghost team. We've got good connections within the police force now, but obviously because we've been doing this for so long. We do it all over the country, and we're trying to make a difference and keep kids safe.
Darren, can I
Wow.
just
I rate
like
you.
applaud you for what you're doing and all the kids you're actually protecting?
I'm a parent, and in the day, my daughter was talking to someone online 3 years ago. This is why I got involved in it, and she'd arranged with this guy to meet him at Heathrow Airport and fly out the country.
You're joking.
No.
No way, that's crazy, bro.
But so with this whole thing, right? And Dan, what you're doing is amazing. But if you go online and you type in the legal age of consent across the whole world, you've got ages where you can go and sleep with people at 9 years old.
Yep, Thailand being one of them.
Does that not kind of sum up the world as itself? Like, it's never going to physically
countries?
change. If you go and
What
look at
countries
sort
are
of,
you talking about, mate?
you've got
Thailand's 9 years old.
Majority of countries in Africa, they're all sort of 11, 10s. They're all
The
ridiculously
government
low.
doesn't.
Did
Come
anyone
on.
see that video?
But no, hold on. What I'm trying to get at
interview?
here is just
sorry.
about the human race. Like, we're all talking about, oh, we need to do this to change, we need to do this. Unfortunately, the majority of these things are never, ever going to change because it's the whole world.
Yep.
And yes, we
I
can try
wanna
and do
go
a little
back
bit.
to Darren.
We can do the little bit that
Because-
Darren's doing, and Darren, you're doing some fantastic work by the sounds of it. But if you've got people that are only getting 12 months for it, it almost
Something
feels
needs to
like
change.
yes.
John knows something funny. If I was doing this, if I was doing this in America, I would be breaking the law.
Absolutely.
Why?
And how big a country is America? How
You're not allowed.
How many people are doing
Why
that?
would you be breaking the law though? I don't understand.
Because you're not allowed to do your own justice over there.
Yeah, but you're literally allowed to carry a pew.
No, it's different laws there.
There's totally different laws over there. If I was to do what I was doing over there without being a police officer, then I would get in serious trouble for it.
You get more in trouble than what these people are doing to kids?
They wouldn't even arrest.
Yes.
They wouldn't bother arresting them because it wouldn't go before a court.
You can pew someone that enters your house and you can walk into a school and pew a bunch of kids, but you can't stop a prep. That don't make no sense.
you go.
That country is backwards. I'm
But
so
if
sorry.
you think about it, all these people that go to Thailand, that's mainly older people, should I say, and they come back to Thai brides. The reason being is because over there, from the age of 9 years old, you can pick out any girl you want.
But Darren, is that really the truth? Like,
Yeah, that's the truth. In Thailand, it's 9 years old, legal age of consent. You can marry them, but 10 years old.
It is true.
that turns
And as soon as they can have babies, they can have them. Basically, there's no law
are you
against it.
talking after puberty?
Yes.
After,
Well, obviously, as soon as they start having periods, basically.
Have we all realised what you're all talking about? You're all talking about slavery, and this is something that was meant to be abolished how many years ago? So when's the uproar going to come about the fact that slavery is not abolished? And we talk about something that was meant to be abolished however many years ago, and everyone's banging on about it, but yet it's still very present. You've all been sitting here talking about slavery.
Justice.
Justice.
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
1 second, because this is really important, and I have to stress, obviously, if you do bring like claims like that you need to be coming with receipts still.
Well, this
So
is what it is.
if
Why
that
do you
is
want me
the
to give
case,
you
the
receipts?
12-year-old,
Okay, here's receipts, okay? Children, you just mentioned Thailand.
Justice.
Calm down.
I understand your passion and that, man, but you need to chill out, man, because you're starting to like take over the stage, and it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's
I was just
talking, let them
listening, and I
land.
was just sitting here thinking, wow.
You're not listening, but you're listening to respond. You're not trying to listen to what I'm saying, and you've done it quite a few times now. So this is the last time I'm going to say, okay, because it's getting late as well. Right, Daniel, yeah, so can you mute?
Legal consent, Sudan, ages 12 and 13.
You're joking.
Sudan, ages what?
Like that, she left.
Oh, she left. All right, justice.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Bye.
Daniel, I never knew that, you know.
I didn't either.
I never knew the age.
Because when I just done a quick Google, I seen the 12 was for Philippines and Angola, but I didn't see 9. I did see the Iraq one, but that was only recent. I think that was the other week that Iraq was looking to change it or have changed it to 9 years old.
Can I just say something without triggering anyone?
Yeah.
So we're talking about young children, right? The age of what? Having the deed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think we do have to be careful. I know it's so wrong, and I'm really sorry if I offend anyone. But then this has to do with cultures as well, doesn't it? So it's a bit of a tricky one when we go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think?
No,
Or am I wrong
of
there?
course, but we just needed to just clear it up because obviously if it is misinformation, it can hurt people's feelings, you know what I mean? Especially if they're from that country and they're like, excuse me, no, it ain't 9. Do you know what I'm saying? We just need to have clarity on that.
Can I pitch in there after? Sorry.
Can I just end? Can I just end it?
Sorry, Bobby, you finish and then Montana next one you finish.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that I'm not condoning any of it. Like, personally, I don't agree with it. For me, if I could change the law, it'd be 18, age of consent. That's my opinion. But I just do think we need to be careful when we are talking about, you know, other countries and other cultures.
Why?
Why? Because obviously,
Who said
in other countries,
Claire, she said why.
Claire, all right, Bobby, you respond.
obviously it's another country, it's another culture. Even though we don't agree with it, you know, we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing about it. Like, so why are we, you know, talking about? Obviously, we can give our opinion that it's not correct, but it's nothing we can do about it.
I agree. The focus should be the UK.
Because the victims are suffering.
Walaikum salam. Do you want to go there?
My sister,
I'm pretty sure a lot of these young girls don't want to be.
We're talking about.
I'm just wait.
Claire, let Montana speak.
Yeah, wait there,
Okay.
Claire.
No.
Montana.
No, I was gonna say the reason why it's spoken about, and I'm not even coming for you, Bobby. I'm just saying in it is a lot of these young girls that are getting into these situations, either they're being like essayed, they're being married off or whatever. A lot of them don't want it. I watched a video literally 2 days ago of this little girl. She was like 9 or 10, and the man looked at least 40, and
That's
the
right.
father had basically sold her. Do you know what I mean? And the girl's resisting. She's proper resisting. This is why people talk about it, because even though that might be how it goes in whatever country, do you know what I mean? Like, it's morally wrong. Like, it's not
still a
right.
problem.
People are suffering.
It's a problem.
Montana, can I just reply to you? Yeah, like, obviously I'm not saying it's correct at all. Like, to me, I saw a video a couple of days ago, and like it hurts me to see that obviously it's a young child, it's innocent, and you know it's being sold off, and it's not correct. An older person should not be doing that. But then it's what I'm saying, obviously it's a different country, it's a different religion, and it's, you know, different cultures, and sometimes it's hard. We can't do anything. If we could, like, obviously we would, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, I think
is
it's
it
one of them
difficult?
ones where it's like, I don't feel like religion and race and all of that stuff should be brought up unless you fully know how to articulate what you're saying without offending
But it's
people.
brought up now. It's brought
That's
up
what
now.
I would say.
and
If you're going to
Hold
speak
on,
on
Montana,
it, you have to
Montana,
be
1 minute.
really, really careful. Do you know what I mean? You have to know what you're saying before you speak on it.
Exactly.
This
So
is
bring
what
it-
makes me vex. This is what makes me mad, yeah? Because there are people in the UK that are getting sent back home to be married to older men, right? Let's not beat around the bush, yeah? As a Muslim, yeah, I know about these things. You've got to understand. Forget culture, yeah? Forget any of that. girls are being removed out of school at the age of 15 to go and marry a 40-year-old man in Pakistan, Afghanistan, or what?
I don't even think culture means much. If you ever get a chance, go and look up the Red Shoe conspiracy. You've got people who are from another culture there doing stuff which you'd be your mind would be blown if you read some of that stuff. I think just in general, the population, every single person, we're fighting a losing battle because of what's happened previously. Even if you go really deep, and yes, it's going off topic about genocide and stuff where we're killing our own people, like nothing's ever really going to change, unfortunately. This is the world that we live in now.
Though, mate. I mean, like, you know, like,
no, that's nothing to do with culture.
Because, you know, so many cultures, what's the word? A culture can influence, do you know what I'm saying? It's like with knife crime or all these different crimes that are going on now, the way how the media shows it's a certain demographic that is affected by those crimes or doing those crimes. But you could, if you're from a certain area and you know that, all right, if you're a minority in that area, the majority of people that are committing the crimes are not of that ilk. You kind of have a understanding firsthand how, even though they portray that it's this culture, it's everybody that's affected or it's everybody that's involved in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's what's wrong. We look at the culture of that person rather than actually signalling that singular person out.
100, mate.
Just because someone could be of a specific culture doesn't mean that whole culture itself is the problem.
Thank you. And this leads on, right there, Claire. This leads on to my point with you, Claire, when earlier I shut you down by mentioning Asian and stuff like that. You don't understand why. I get it because you have personal experiences that maybe I don't even know about, even though we're from the same city. But we just got to be mindful that when we are speaking on something like that, do you know what I'm saying? We don't want to be putting everybody into that category. So if you're talking about individual, that's fine, but let's not rope everybody in.
I'm not putting people in that. Let me tell you something. There are Romanian families. There are a lot of people from Europe, and they do exactly the same as what we do. They marry their children off very young. It is not just about Muslim Islam. I'm giving you my own personal experience. You know, 2 young girls, my best mates, at the age of 14, both of them shipped off to Pakistan, married. Guess what? Saw them in Birmingham city centre. 10 years later, divorced, ran off. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. You can't force people to get married at a young age, because nowadays in the UK we won't stand for it.
We've never stood for it in the UK.
No, but could you imagine them trying to marry off, right, my daughter, right? It ain't happening. Not happening.
I hear you still, Claire. Right, okay, Darren?
Yeah, I was going to say, we've gone off on a tangent now.
Maybe it's okay, because it's kind of at the end.
We just gone down a rabbit hole, that's what's happened, haven't we?
Yeah. It's the can of worms, basically. I think we should get back to what
mate, listen, I said we were shutting off at 12:30, so we're definitely shutting off at 1. So if it has gone off topic, I don't even care, because we're shutting it down in half an hour. So
what's been spoken about is quite important
just
stuff.
Just land it, mate.
It is, yeah. It's all important.
And Jay,
it's important conversation. That's what I'm allowing it to carry on.
1 minute.
Oh,
can we do a commercial break where I could sing Longwood?
No, man, Claire, I'm going to drop you in a minute.
Yeah,
man, I hate that. Right, you talked enough, Claire. Over to Darren, you go on, mate.
Yeah, so obviously with what's going on TikTok at the moment with that particular person, I'm not going to mention his name because he has too much airtime anyway. Yeah, I think a lot of it is his disabilities where he doesn't understand things, but in other ways, I think he's clever at manipulating people.
Darren, right, Beans, you're here, mate, yeah? Can I just ask you a question, yeah?
Go on.
Obviously, because you've stung quite a lot of people, yeah. One of the things that I've seen with this online stinging is that, not a lot, but a large percentage of the men that get caught, they do look like they have additional needs or etc., etc. Like,
what is your take on all of that? Like, do you buy it, or do you think that?
No, I don't buy. I don't buy into that at all. Most people that we sting are successful business people.
Okay. So do you think that people just put those ones out for clickbaits then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, because that's what come into my mind as well. Maybe that they just put these out for clickbait. But yeah, so what you're saying? Majority of the ones that you've stung are of wealthy people and that. Like,
to be fair, it's
big up, Katie.
What's the word? It's all manner of people. It could be anyone. It could be I don't know, a guy with his phone who's got serious mental health issues, or just, as I said, a successful business person. It could be anyone. But also what we're doing now is we're now also targeting women. There's women do it as well.
Yes,
it's not just
that's
men.
the one. I was just about to ask that, Darren, because we need to, realise that it's not just men, it's women as well.
Exactly that. So we're now starting to target some women as well, so that'll be coming into it as well.
Wow. And then obviously,
I think the saddest thing with the women's side, right, is that they actually get more airtime in the news for doing the crime as opposed to sometimes what the men do, and I think that's shocking.
The reason being is, with the men, it's seen now as the norm. With women, it's a fairly new thing.
Yeah,
and that brings me back to the point where we are failing as a society to say that's right.
It is the norm.
It's just mind blowing, really.
Straight in, man.
Can I ask a little question, please? Sorry.
Yeah,
so I was off before. I keep hearing that Darren stings people and stuff, just because I've missed it, so you might have already cut this over. Is there a point of because I feel like, just I was saying before on the comments, and I know the host had said that he was watching it, just the things that he's talking about on his live, I feel like he puts it out there so obvious what he's doing. He can't be that. I get it, and so it's touched quite a few people's nerves, saying that he's got additional needs or he's got something wrong with him, but the calculated side of him is dangerous. And if he does put his comments on, he's getting all the peddler, he's getting everything that's not necessarily fans. Do you know what I mean? So then it worries me to think, what's the line that people need to get to be like, right, you're doing wrong. What is it that he's not doing to get away with it? Do you know what I mean? It's
here's a good thing to say back to that, right? So I've been on this chat now, this video since, I don't know, 11ish, something like that. And the highest amount of views that I've seen on here is about 350, 370, something like that. I went on to General's chat the other day, watched a video that he was on live, and he had 5,000 people on there.
Yeah.
We are the problem. We're fueling him. Because we want to watch it.
Fueling him then.
That's what links to
Everyone is.
And it's not just that, it's the people that do video clips and then they share it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, with those sharing of the video clips, that's him paying people to do that. That's to then promote himself, so he's earning more money off that.
But this is what I say is my confusion, because I completely get what you're saying, and it's so sad when you think about it. It's like what they were saying before about it's the world that we live in, that all of this madness is happening.
Oh, so you're the problem then? So all of you are watching him and fueling it?
No, but I'm saying, so where's the fine
hang on a minute, Claire. I think you need to chill out there, calling us the problem. Everyone's watching it.
No, I'm not. I'm on
You just literally went, you're the problem.
No, what I mean is,
to be fair,
people watching him.
I said we're all the problem. Everyone in the world is a problem because of the stuff that we do on a daily.
I don't mean you, do I? I don't mean you.
Did you know, every time you scroll through a video, if you watch it for 2 seconds, that's classed as a view. So when they get all these thousands of views, millions of views or whatever, that's why. All you need to be on there for is 2 seconds, that's a view on a video.
But that goes straight back to what is it that people need to see? Whether it's us that are seeing it, genuinely concerned watching it, it's us people that are watching it to put it on like things like this to show what's getting said and stuff. I get that, because that also links to when I'm saying a lot of what I've seen, people aren't necessarily giving him positive comments. So for the fact that so many people are watching it, which seems like a lot, whether it just be the majority or quite a lot that you see, have a similar opinion, how is he getting more off it than people going, right, this is wrong, because a collective amount are only watching it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it, but
well, I'm not being funny, girl, but listen, right, if everyone's watching him, then he's going to continue, and it's going to go up and up and up. And
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but the reason there's a post like this now a little bit is because it's genuinely concerning. Yeah. It's clearly got to the point. Sorry, go on.
That's what I'm saying now.
Can I jump in? Sorry. The thing with this is, the more views people get, the more TikTok push it out there for more and more people to view.
Karen the Darren.
Sorry, yeah. The more people view things, the more TikTok promote that person. So if he's getting 5,000 views every video, TikTok are going to put it out there, and then he gets paid for it.
Yeah.
If you've got to say grape and you've got to say peddler, how can TikTok be pushing him or pushing it out because of views rather than seeing that many comments are on there saying these things that
TikTok isn't monitored by humans; it's monitored by a computer, and all that computer is picked up for is views and certain words.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's all AI generated now, so everything just goes to the word.
AI. So if they see one person's getting a lot of views, they're going to send people to that thing.
And isn't there enough? I don't know how it works. Isn't there enough if, like, say, the likes of anybody, like, not say normal, but anybody who doesn't agree with this kind of content or whatever it is that he does, isn't there a way that people could be able to screen record it or whatever and send it in, like, two people to, like, sort it out? Obviously not nasty people, but I mean, isn't there enough of these? Sorry, say that again.
I think TikTok earns too much off the likes of people like General G. They probably get complaints daily, but they earn so much off the people like him.
Can't it be sent further? Do you know what I mean? Can't it be sent further? I think Zara was saying before, or I think somebody else said something like, when this bail thing or whatever come out, what were the conditions? Because I know if it's right when you're talking about what Darren what Darren does in Stinging. Obviously, I know just off what I see on telly, sometimes some people have conditions that they can't go around people or they can't do things or this, that and the other. So wouldn't it be one of them where, like, someone would be able to screen, like, if enough people, instead of just watching, then sent it in to be like, this is a form of this, surely wouldn't that, like, go towards, or is this, am I just completely naive thinking that it would be that easy? Because it baffles me.
Facebook have that, TikTok don't.
Sorry, Daddy.
Can I ask a question?
As well. I think it's a tricky one, because let's be honest, as much as we'll look at it and we all highly disagree with his behaviour and what he's doing, these girls, essentially in the eyes of the law, are adults. And so, obviously, if he had minors, girls under 16, then yes, it could be picked up on and obviously stopped. But as much as we don't agree with his behaviour, and it does look very coercive.
But there is one at the moment where he's talking to a schoolgirl who's wearing school uniform.
I've seen that video.
A few people have mentioned that. I haven't seen that video, but obviously I'm talking about it in the majority of his content, and now obviously with this video.
Their class is consenting adults.
Yeah, and that's where it's difficult, because he's very much walking that do you know what I mean, that borderline of it being
unsafe.
Yeah.
And that's where I said earlier that some of these girls do have to take responsibility for some of the things that they are doing as well.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I said earlier.
Taking responsibility, but I do think as well, yes, they do have to take responsibility, but I think as an 18-year-old, I'm now 36 years of age, as an 18-year-old girl, my mindset was completely different. Now, not to say that I would have put myself in one of those type of situations, but I do think, at 18 years of age, are you a fully developed adult? Do you know what I mean? Can you look at that situation and go, potentially, this, and I think with him as well, sorry, just as I said it earlier on, I think with him, sometimes it's a case of being like, it's all fun and games, like, oh yeah, we can get clout off him, we'll make content, but then it's at the out of the depth when we
and then it gets, then it goes over the line, doesn't it, I guess? Yeah. No,
sorry. In regards to him, obviously he's met this young girl. I'm going to say E. I'm not going to say her name, but she's barely just 18. She met up with him yesterday. She travelled down to London, met up with him, took one of her friends. Now, her friend, which she said on a live yesterday, is 15 years old.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Let
Darren finish. Sorry.
This is where TikTok are failing then, because if that's gone on TikTok, and they're not
Daniel, 1 minute, Daniel. Let Darren finish, please, mate.
She also went down with her manager, who is barely 18. He's a string bean of a lad. So she and her manager went out last night, leaving this 15-year-old in the hotel room with General.
Shut up.
Because she was in the bed asleep.
Come on, guys, man. This was online last night?
This was on a live last night.
Why is this not being recorded and sent to the police?
But then also, if the manager's also 18, that seems a bit fishy as well to me.
Never mind just police. What about social services?
There's something not right there, let's be honest. This is where TikTok are failing, though. If this is being posted on TikTok and it's not being dealt with off the back of knowing that she's 15 years old, that's where TikTok are failing these people.
The thing is, it makes you wonder who the managers are. It makes you wonder who the managers are, only because if you join an agency on TikTok, the agencies can only take people 18 and up. They cannot take anyone under the ages of 18. Because I was on a live the other day and someone was saying about her agency that she works with, but obviously there was loads of kids in there like joining up, like as you get like fucking 12-year-olds and upwards on TikTok, which they shouldn't even be on the app in the first place. No. But they were all like jumping up, like basically saying, "Oh, join the agency," trying to join the agency. And she said, if you're under 18, you cannot join. So I don't get how these people are being supposedly managed through other people on TikTok. It's disgusting.
Because there's no regulator to regulate the managers.
No.
Yeah.
Where I was saying about it getting sent in now, where it gets sent in, if he was charged already, let's just say he was charged for anything, and these people were now all victims, whether they want to play the R or not, you can guarantee there'd be someone that would want to, like, obviously as a prosecutors that were like bigging on to everything they've done. Abuse isn't always just SA or this. It can be emotional, it can be financial, it can be mental. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think some of the things that he puts out there, like the money, everyone will comment and go, "We've got no money." Like, he'll put some of these people in a position and be like, "Well, you need to pay for this," whether that's in financial abuse or not. Mentally abusing them, obviously I can't necessarily say mentally abused, but do you know what I mean? It's not. There's different levels of abuse anyway, and I think
it's a form of coercive control.
Yeah, exactly. So all of these things, if he was on like a stand, somebody would be bringing up all these points to things that we've all seen and be like, "Well, you do that because of that video that we've seen, that one because of that one." So I get, obviously it's TikTok regulated and it's by AI, but surely there's enough that people could just like that there. I didn't even realise that she's mentioned this girl was 15. How does that go on where there's now a little debate going on the next day? And then that can be brought up, but it's one of them where it's the law, well, TikTok's AI regulated, or do you know what I mean? Like, that is so concerning for the fact that obviously clearly
we are specifically talking about General here, right? If this does go through and he does go down for the stuff that's supposed to be happening or whatever, someone else will just end up taking his place. Yeah. And then the same thing will happen, and it'll just keep going round and round again. And it comes back to what Justice said earlier about the people in the media, like these people are just there to almost create this, to earn money off the back of this whole situation.
Have we ever even thought about, when you all get gifted, have you ever thought about where that 70% of that money goes? About what it actually is paying for? While you lot are all slogging your guts off on all these battles, where's 70% of your money going, and what is it actually being paid into? How do you know you're not paying to the demise of somebody innocent out there?
It's definitely not going back into the app, because I'm not being funny. Like, even with the updates that come in the app, it doesn't justify the amount of money that you lot are making.
No, why is no creator
it's paying the
where
creators'
their money
funds.
is going?
That's
Why
where
is
the money
no
is.
one asking that?
It's the creators' funds. So all these creators that are on there, that money goes back into the TikTok account and then just pays the next person and keeps going round. And all they're
No,
doing
but the
is they're just building their
70%,
money.
don't you? I'm talking about the 70%
Guys,
They have to be able to fund it.
Everyone be quiet a sec, please. Right, listen, yeah, I'm going to be shutting this live down at 1 o'clock because I have to get up at 6 o'clock and I don't want to start Monday being busy with all the kids that I work with. So what we're going to do is from Justice down to Darren, please, just 2 minutes each here. Final thoughts, land whatever you need to land, and I'm going to be shutting down the live. Justice, you go first, please.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, even with that 70%, all this is monetary, isn't it? If he's bringing in all this money, if he's got all them views coming in, think about it. Grace and him were having, like, how many views coming in? They were getting nearly 10k views in on each of their lives, some of them. And then and what made me think, right, were you all watching yesterday when Cheyenne was live and then Gemma came in? And did you hear what Gemma said to Cheyenne? That TikTok sent me over to come get you out of there. Now it made me sit there and think, hang on a minute, who sent you over? Why did they send you over?
It wasn't TikTok. It was she meant people on her chat on TikTok.
In the like us in people in the chat.
People just worried for her. We're telling them to go there, basically.
Oh, okay.
But I was just sitting there about managers. I don't know. It just made me sit there and think like there's other people behind it as well, because she wouldn't just go in just for a chat.
No, we're saying that people in the box, like how there's people in the box commenting here, Gemma gets obviously a lot of views as well, and a lot of people in her live would have been saying to her like go see who Cheyenne's with, like get Cheyenne out of there, sort of thing.
Yeah, because of the last time when she went and saved her in Coventry, I feel like whenever Shy's in those
now that makes sense. Yeah. Do you know what? It just made me sit there, my head triggered, and now you just made sense of it. Yeah, scrap that bit.
Right. Thanks, Justice. And Justice, earlier on, I was just like, obviously, you're very passionate, but just obviously on my stage, I like to be fair to everybody and give everybody a fair amount of chance to speak. All right.
No, that's why I dropped, because I just dropped. I just thought, like, just let you do your thing.
I love that still. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Marnie, what's that?
I just feel overall, off everything, that I feel like the more you speak about it, the more you're feeding into it. So I just pray the amount of people that have been on this, someone's got through to someone, because it's actually really sad. And it is a bigger picture that the world.
You know what, Imani, can I just put in and say that we normally around here, we only do a one and done, but I am actually interested to actually speak to one of these girls so we can kind of understand what's going on a little bit more. You know, some of them might want to be private.
Be very interesting to see whether you actually get the truth out of them, though.
Like I said,
carry on, Amani, sorry.
No, it's okay, sorry. The latest one, I was one of them. Like I said, I don't jump on this requesting to speak or nothing. And that last one, the youngest one, I literally kept putting like, where's your parents? No, this is genuinely worrying. Like, if I'd have spoke to that girl, I think because she was getting hate and what I was saying before, it felt like she wanted to fight the world. Because she knew, I just wanted someone to be able to just don't egg her on. Literally just say, like, at one point I felt like saying, do you know what it is, girl? But them, I don't even know if you can say knockers, but them knockers, you could probably go and find a gorgeous little 18-year-old as well, that should know, it might support you doing your OF or whatever. You do not need this. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone just got, and it was really, really concerning. But yeah, I just hope along someone gets through to someone, because it's so sad, and I get it, there's always going to be another replacement and this, that and the other, but at the end of the day, instead of 9 people all discussing something that clearly we see as wrong, if one of them can go, oh my gosh, didn't I have a lucky escape, that'd be enough for now, rather than just thinking.
Can I be honest as well, Marnie? Like, I know that people might think, what's the point in these kind of lives, but I think this is about the 9th content creator that we've done these lives on. And past content creators, like, we've literally aired out content creators that are withholding information about pedlos and allowing pedlos on the app. We've give people who have been shunned and haven't had a voice to have a voice. So as much as people might think these things ain't worth it, just in terms of raising awareness and some of the outcomes, my God, it's definitely needed and worth it.
in my eyes.
Yeah, definitely. I hope you didn't think I was saying anything rude there.
No,
'cause I
no,
didn't
no,
think
no, it's not just you.
You
No,
know
it's
what I
just
mean?
me.
No,
Lots of
no,
people.
genuinely, I wasn't even mean like that. I just mean because obviously I did hear a lot. If it's not going to be general, it'll be someone else that's doing it. I just think even if it can get through to one person, that we can just help. Like just to
I agree. I
it's
think
just
there needs to be
something
more
because it's
lives like
so
this.
sad that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, good night,
What
everyone.
about next time doing one a little bit earlier so you can try and get this to more people?
Yeah, I know. I
Sorry, say that
understand
again,
that.
sorry.
I was just saying about doing this live a little bit
time frame
earlier.
in it because we did start at like 20 to 10 today. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely in the future, I will try and get on a little bit more earlier and that.
If you can hit the things where he gets 5,000 people and you get 5,000 people in here, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
going to lend at least fuel to get rid of this twat. Do you know what I mean?
100, bro. 100. Yeah. But go on, Montana, over to you. Thank you, Amani.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not even going to lead off from what anyone said. Since it's final thoughts, Bun General G, you're a peddler, you're a peddler, you're absolutely weird. I don't know. Oh my god. No, this is going to turn into a race session. You make me sick. You quite literally make me sick.
Someone
You
clip
need
this up,
to.
please.
I want to say that you should speak to people your own age, but clearly people your own age don't even want to fucks with you. Hence why you're going for these young, impressionable girls. Honestly, what you need to do is find yourself a good hairstylist. Please go to the shop and go buy some new clothes. Because I don't know why, whatever I've seen of you, you just look bummy. You just look homeless. Like, it's weird. You're sick. And I'm not being funny. Whilst you guys were all sat here talking, I'm not going to lie, I did drop into his live because I wanted to see what he's got to say. You know, watching from the FYP. You're now trying to play this victim mentality of, oh, I'm trying to get myself together. Yeah, I'm having health issues. I got back pains. No one gives a shit. You're weird. You need to be locked up. You need to be locked up. And realistically, you need to be clearing your browser history because I promise you right now, there is no way that you're going to get away with what you're getting away with. I promise you right now. We've seen the downfall of a lot of these people. You guys already know what I got going on. We've seen it with Tommy. We've seen it with a lot of these people. Your downfall is going to come soon, babe. Don't worry. You sit here and keep meeting up with these young things. I promise you. You're not going to be out here in these streets long. Anyways. Yeah, I'm done.
Even if he clears his browser, it ain't going to save him.
Can I just say, you know the Louis Vuitton bottoms, all of a sudden I can smell the smell of stale bum
I can
come through the
smell him
phone.
through my screen. I swear to every time I look at him, I just think he
I
stinks.
can smell
He looks like he
stale bum,
stinks.
mate. It's coming through my phone. It's like the Louis Vuittons never got washed.
He looks like he smells musty. God forbid. I'm so sorry. God forbid any of them poor young girls that actually done anything with him. Bloody friggin' hell, bro.
Thank you, Montana. Right, we still
Yeah,
have
I'm done
course
now.
to finish at 1. Thank you, Montana. Zara.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Obviously, firstly, thanks, NJ, for doing this live. I think out of, all of the surviving series, as much as they've all been good and touched on important topics, I think this has probably been the most important topic. I just hope that whatever police investigation is going on about this guy, that it's done thoroughly. Because like everybody said, obviously, Montana's saying clear his browser history. It doesn't matter what he clears. If there's stuff there to be found, it will be found. But it does make me wonder what level of investigation is being done against him, because I would have assumed, like I said before, he would have had some sort of bail conditions, but it all depends on obviously the allegation that's being made towards him. But I'm hoping that maybe, the young girl that has come out and spoke on him, that perhaps there's more people that come forward and speak out on him and they delve a little bit deeper into him, because as much as we see what we see online regarding obviously the girls, as I said before, who were essentially classed as concession adults, I don't think that that's where it stops for him. I feel like, he would most definitely delve into, more trickier territory of girls under 16, maybe 15, pushing 16, etc. And last note, big up Darren for what he's doing, because I feel like we need more people like you in this world protecting our children.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
You got yourself, Zara. Daniel?
Yeah, I won't go into too much detail. I think maybe more of these might help, to be honest. But then at the same time, I then look at it from the flip side as well, and I think I think it was HS saying that he was getting some hate, and he said, but hate's running up my page. So I don't really know how to look at it. Is it a good thing that we're doing this and we're outing this person a bit more? Or is it a negative that we're effectively giving him hate and that's running up his page? I really don't know. But clearly there's something wrong with General G. He clearly needs to be put down. But I think the world is just a big problem, and we're the only people that can get us out of the mess that we're in, really.
Totally agree, Daniel, man. Respect, bro. I'll give you a follow back as well, man. You're welcome up here anytime.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the invite and that as well.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. You're welcome.
The comment in the chat from Mr. Motivator, big up General Diddy Fiddler. What's that all about?
Well, this is the thing as well, right? When you go and watch when you watch his lives, he has so many young people that are on there and they are loving it. He goes and sees people on the street, people love him. I don't understand it, and that's what
This is an actual person. Like, this is a 500+ careers transformed psychologist and a security mentor and trainer. And my man saying big up his behaviour. That's crazy.
Yeah, and see that's a prime example of we are the problem. Not necessarily us in this chat, but just us as a nation, us as people, as human beings. We are across the country creating these problems.
I agree still. Right, Bobby?
NJ, I want to start with you, and obviously I appreciate everything that you are doing, and please continue with all this. You know what I've said to you privately. Darren as well, thank you for everything you do. I want to just touch on people that do have kids. Please do check who your child is following on social media, and if there is any private messages, as we don't know what this creep is doing behind the scenes.
Even if your kid is 18.
Yeah, if your kid is underage, of course. As well, what was I saying? Oh, you took my thought. It's all right. I'll get back to it. Yeah, obviously we don't know who he's messaging. I would be very concerned that he is talking to young girls, especially because his life is full of them and people, for some reason, hype him up. I would say as well to everyone in this chat, if you do follow him, please unfollow him. Don't give him the attention he wants, because regardless if it's good or bad, he is getting that clout and he is loving himself for it, and that's not what we want. I'm hoping that the police do actually do something about all this, because it's not okay, man. It's not okay. There's, you know, these girls, these OF girls, they are pretty girls, and I don't want to be coming on and calling them naive, or, you know, saying that they're doing this for money or for views, but it's just it's really worrying, and I just feel sad for the whole situation, what they're putting themselves through to get a bit of, you know, views and following on their private page. So yeah, just let's, you know, unite and try and get these wrong-uns out of this app. That's all I have to say, really.
I agree. Thanks for that, Bobby. Akira?
Thank you for bringing me up, hosts, and I just want to say thanks to everyone here as well, because it's actually been like quite a chilled live. Like, I know we've had a few, like a few topics that could have got a bit out of hand and stuff, and there has been the odd bit, but majority of it's actually been like it's not been like debate, if you know what I mean. Like, no one's been at each other, like digging each other out or anything like that.
Yeah, that don't happen right here, trust me. It's just a productive discussion, innit?
Yeah,
and all that digging out stuff, yeah, I'll shut that down straight away. But yeah, carry on.
No, exactly, especially when you're all trying to talk and like one talking at like us all talking like not all at once, do you know what I mean? It's a calm live, because I've been on lives before where everyone's just at each other's throats and you can't hear anyone or hear people's points and things. So the way you're doing it is really good. And I also think these lives do bring more awareness. I think obviously there is that concern that it's going to draw more people to his page, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't know who he is, so they're going to go look at his content and be like, oh, who's that? But then at the same time, I think the more of these sort of lives and content that goes out, the more attention and awareness it's going to bring to people. And like, there's a lot of people out there with, it's not even down to just like people's kids, because obviously there's a lot of people that have got younger siblings and stuff as well, that they could even be part of like talking to him or something. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's just bringing awareness to like everyone in general, and people just being aware that, yeah, you may not have kids, but you may also have younger siblings that are around these girls' age groups that need to be like sort of steered in a different direction, and lives like this will definitely help.
I totally agree. Thank you for that. Thank you for your point, Darren.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks for doing this live. I think again, it's a thing we should be educating our kids, but will they take any notice? Because I've got teenage daughters, and as soon as something becomes cool, everyone in the school talking about it. Yes, this guy is whatever it is he is. Nobody actually knows. Obviously, we've got an idea. He has got a criminal conviction previously, which is out there in the public for everyone to see. I don't know everyone.
What is that conviction? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was I think it was up in Yorkshire way. So it's online.
Oh shit.
So he has been convicted of that. Obviously, the latest one
What SA?
I'm not too sure, but there is.
Oh, sorry, mate. Is that sorry to cut you up? Is that the one when it was a young girl and he kept pursuing her even though he wasn't meant to?
Yes.
Is that the one? Okay, yes, I remember that.
There are multiple sting people out there hunting it.
Oh shit!
But the thing is, he's just highlighting one problem, i.e., him. There are thousands of him all over the UK. The only thing is, they haven't got such a big following.
And obviously, he's using his following to utilise all the stuff that he's doing, isn't it?
It's not him doing it. It's his management who then he goes and meets these people. We, the public, need to put more pressure on the MPs to bring in legislation so that these managers are monitored.
Yeah, and social media needs to be monitored
and
more.
Social media,
yeah, definitely.
Is this something that you're actively working towards, mate, with your team?
Trying to, but you're banging your head against the brick wall most of the time. These MPs aren't interested because they're part of it as well, aren't they?
They're involved too.
I was just going to add to your point there, Darren, because petitions and things like that, I think there needs to be like bigger petitions and stuff like what you're mentioning in place, because then the Parliament have to pay attention to it. If it got enough signatures and enough attention, then they have no choice but to pay attention to it. I think petitions nowadays, you have to get something like over 100,000 signatures.
Yeah, that's right.
For them
Well,
to
can I make an analogy? On Tuesday, yesterday there was a big protest in London with the farmers.
Yeah.
They're doing another one on Tuesday at the Labour Party conference. Basically, where they're going to be going to some place in Wales where they're holding it, and they're going with slurry machines and tractors and goodness knows what else. And they're refusing to produce any food for the whole of the UK until the government change their inheritance thing. If they have that much power, how much power can the whole of the UK have to protect our kids?
Exactly. And I think that's where I think we're at, is protecting our kids.
All we need to do is get off our backsides, off social media, and put ourselves into action and do something about it.
With your sting operation, is it possible, obviously, like I know you said you are pushing things forward, is it able for you guys to basically come up with a petition and then possibly release that petition to say like a live here, like with if NJ's okay with you doing that or whatever? Because if he's getting like 300 people in here at a time and you're in here quite often, you probably get quite a lot of signatures quite quick.
Well, I'm currently going through with a barrister at the moment because we got to get with a petition. You got to do all the legalities, legal side of it. As soon as we have it, then it'll be going live.
Well, one thing that is right, and I know this is at the expense of Grace. If this is true, the stuff that he did to her, I don't know. But if it does go through and he does end up getting done for it, then that's the perfect example that we could then use to get this petition going, protect people on TikTok, protect people on social media, saying that there needs to be more monitors on it because of him being able to get his content out there as easy as he can without it being monitored by anyone.
I also think if that's the case, I also think if this does go through with Grace and this he does get prosecuted from this, I think it's going to bring a lot of people forward, because I think there's a lot more people that maybe possibly similar things that happened to with him, especially when Darren said there's already a case.
Well, I did see another girl say that she had loads of stuff on him as well, but then I've watched videos of her having General eat chicken nuggets off of her whole body, be in a shower with her while she was in a bikini. Like, I think a lot of these girls aren't taking responsibility for some of the things that they're doing as well.
No. Can I just say something quickly? Like, not to come at you or nothing like that, but like, just because a girl is out here posting videos of all of that, it doesn't mean they can't be SO'd.
No, that's not what I've said. I've not said that. But what I'm saying is that girl has said that she's got a lot of dirt on General from what he's done to her, but she has posted these videos on her own profile, allowing him to do these things to her.
Oh, after she said it?
Is this after she said it or before?
No, this isn't Grace. This is another girl.
No, we're saying, is this after she said it or before?
Yeah, after.
Oh,
yeah, that's weird.
Okay, I'm not going to say nothing then.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So it's kind of like some of these girls aren't taking full responsibility for it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not protecting General. I have the exact same opinion of him as you, Montana. I think he's vile, I think he's disgusting. But these girls aren't taking full responsibility for some of the issues that they're doing as well. They're doing this for a reason as well.
Can I say one more thing finally before we close up? At this particular moment in time, as I said, there are 3 sting groups hunting General.
Good.
One so far is in direct dialogue to him.
Wow.
And we're having some results. That's all.
Like you said before, obviously you were saying before about how long obviously it takes to gather evidence. Sometimes it's quicker than others, and whatnot, depends on how much they've received.
Sorry, my phone glitched out. What did you say, sorry?
He was saying that there's... Go on, say it again, Darren.
There are some sting teams currently hunting General.
Oh, shit.
And one in particular, I'm not going to say who they are or what their names are, but there's one that's very, 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 very close. And when that comes off, it's not just going to be General involved. It's going to be 1 or 2 others, but they're not in the country.
See, I told you guys, look, you cannot get away with this behaviour online for so long without it eventually catching up to you. I told you.
Darren, don't say too much so you don't mess it up.
I was going to say, don't say too much, Darren, because...
Yeah, because you don't want to get
It's going to be sent to him tomorrow. He's going to be aware of everything, and you do not want to jeopardise
He can't get away with it. Make sure he gets done.
Can I just say something? Loads of girls, like the girls that we've spoken about today, like Grace and Tara and all this, that and the other, they have all individually said that General speaks to so many girls on a daily basis. I doubt he'd even know which one it is.
No. He speaks.
Can I just say something on this?
That's what I mean. He's craving attention, and
he speaks to between 10 to 20 new girls every day.
And it makes you wonder what age range
I hear this, but can I just say something? Like, when it comes down to reiterating girl code and things like that, when you know somebody is up for an offence like that, what the hell are you doing going anywhere near a man like this when it's that public?
Everyone's seen these videos of him. Why are they still
This is what I'm saying. We need to reiterate that to girls, that you do not go near somebody like that. And what the hell are you contemplating, especially when it's in your face like that, thinking, I'm going to go sit with a man like that? Are you crazy?
No, it is justice, and I'm not going to lie. I've been in this exact same position, right? Outed somebody, and when I tell you, people in my real life, they've seen the evidence. Do you know what I mean? Don't believe me, and they think, oh, no, I'm going to go chat to that person because they would never do it to me.
Yeah,
that's the mindset that a lot of these people have, and it's sick.
I agree with what Justice was just saying about, obviously, about the girl code and thing as well,
We need to make that a flex. We need to make the girl code stuff a flex again. As women, we need to be flexing what real girl code is. That's what this app is about.
I think girls need to, like, girls, women, whatever, however you want to put it. Yeah, I think we need to protect the people close to us as well, in a sense of like, imagine like these girls, yeah, are going to go and meet General, and they've got friends around them that have also seen the videos that are on TikTok, because they're all part of the same friendship groups or smaller. Do you know what I mean? That they're all part of friendship groups where it's not just like male social groups; they're part of women's social groups, and then women aren't saying to them like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Exactly. So if this happened to Grace, yeah, if this happens about women supporting women, how have these women, after Grace, supported her? They've done nothing but degraded her by going near him. Yeah. And that is disgusting. We need to be putting that out there, that us as women, we do not behave like that. And we need to stop behaving like that, because you're enabling them to do that.
Sorry, can I jump in? If you notice, most of these girls don't have friendship groups. They're lone girls on their own. They have nobody.
Yeah, they would have friends.
Great.
But Grace didn't.
Grace didn't. Tasha didn't.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, they care more about the fame rather than
exactly
because they're lonely. And I get that. I understand it, but they're putting themselves in a very vulnerable situation being with him.
You shouldn't be acting loose. I'll put it out there. Don't act loose. When you know things like this, you need to sort it out. Don't act loose. Do not discredit other women. Do not do this to another woman, because if you're going to do that, you're going to get called out for being a loose girl.
I think a big thing is that as well, a lot of these women, or say women, a lot of these girls that he talks to and he has interactions with, it's like he already knows that they're vulnerable. You can tell by a lot of the way they like put themselves out there that they're not people to be like, they've got like, I don't know what's the word, they're almost easily manipulated. Because
I think it's not just that, they resonate with him as well, because he's in the exact same situation. He's got no friends. His age mentally is quite clearly a lot younger than what it is. He doesn't have anyone. He's not really liked.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're naive. Exactly.
Sorry. Going back to him, everyone's saying that he looks homeless and stuff. Up until he met HS, he was.
Oh, it makes sense then. Sorry, not even to judge. That makes sense.
I don't think he was homeless because he lived in Norwich.
Yeah, he lives in Norwich. He lived on the streets. His family disowned him. He's got a brother, and they've all totally disowned him.
Makes you wonder why.
I thought he had a council place in Norwich.
He does now. He does now because HS has helped sort him out.
So why didn't he go to the council?
Go on.
Can I just say something to Justin? I'm sorry, like I have to say it, otherwise it's gonna bother me all night. Like, I don't think what you've just said was right, man. About girl code and they're loose or whatever you just said. Like, no, man, these are young girls. You don't know what they've been through. Like, they've probably gone through so much. They probably don't have family. They don't have things. They probably don't have friends.
Again, we've all gone through things. At the same time, it's down to us women to stand there with other women.
I think hang on a minute, you two. I think you're both right. I think you're both right here.
They're not women. They're girls.
I think you're both right. What you're saying.
Young girls. At the same, I've been a young girl.
Come on, guys. One at a time, please. One at a time. Can we hear Vice a reason, Darren, and then ladies, you can speak again.
Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
Is it Darren or Daniel that said
that? Is me. I was just saying. I think both you girls are right. I think you're talking about the whole loose thing, but the way that you're putting it off is maybe the wrong way. It's more the fact of that if you see it on TikTok that they're saying something about this girl and this has happened, it's not being loose. Then going there, you should be just saying, "Well, he's clearly a predator, so stay away from him." I don't think maybe you've put the terminology
I'm sorry, I don't pussyfoot and I don't.
No, that's right. But I'm agreeing with what you're saying. But
I don't sit there and make the terminology sound nice just to sound pretty for people to hear. I will say it as it is. If you don't like the terminology of it, that's just it. Sorry, I'm blunt.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, you are right with what you said. And then, is it Bobby? I think you are right with what you said as well. But it's just the way that she said it is maybe what you disagree with. Yeah, these are vulnerable girls.
I really don't think she should be going around saying that people are, loose or whatever she wants to put it.
Well, do you know the way I would put it, Bobby? If a man was going to wife you, and it was a man them on the street or something like that, why wouldn't he wife you? He'd say it to you like that because you acted what? That's why he couldn't be your husband.
Yeah, but you're not a man, you're a woman.
I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, these women, what they're going to want husbands. They're going to want to have kids with women. We're here to have families. So we need to conduct ourselves properly.
Justice, listen to yourself. You just said that girls need to stick with girls, women need to stick with women. Look at how you're talking about the women.
I'm saying you might not like the way I put it to you, but I just put it to you bluntly. It might not come across pretty. You know when they say tough love is real love? That's my love, babe. Sorry.
But look what you've just said. You're talking about us supporting each other. You're
Too
talking
many
about
people will
girls.
sit there pussyfooting around people to make things okay. I don't pussyfoot around people to make it okay.
Look. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to like pussyfoot and all of that stuff. There's nothing. There's
But be
nothing
respectful
wrong
of
with
other
that. There
people.
is. Hold on. There's tough love in it, and I do believe some people deserve tough love, and some people you can just gentle love them and they'll understand it. But what I would advise you, Justice, is
you don't need to give like derogatory terms.
Yeah, you make a really lot of good points, but I'm not trying to say that you should change the way that you give your message, but maybe just try to like edit what you say a little bit, because you make a lot of good points, but when you start going down that dark route of being, you know, a bit rude and stuff, that's when you start to lose people.
See, I don't mean it to sound rude, but like in the world
Not
that you
rude,
live in,
I don't know the right word, sorry.
but even in the world that we live in today, like you got a lot of people that really do have mental health, and then you got people that play mental health. Can you see where I'm coming from here? This is where I try to distinguish between the both in some sense. The people that are really like that, yeah, fine. But then there's other people that are just taking the piss out of it.
In terms of, you're talking about publicly girl codes and things like that, you've got to take into consideration not all girls or, not all, everybody is brought up with, good female role models. Somebody can be vulnerable for a number of reasons, whether that be, obviously, you don't have a strong family support system, you don't have any friends, whether you have any additional needs. They can be vulnerable just in a sense of having, obviously, insecurities.
No, I hear that, but at the same time, but hear this: if someone's run into a fire and you've seen them get burnt, are you going to go run into that fire as well? That's the way I'm trying to say it. Can you understand where I'm coming from?
Not, but then I think it's that old scenario of, let's say for instance, if someone's in a DV relationship and people will go, just leave him, just leave him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just going to say. Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
No, but then there's that woman that's been in, like you just mentioned, there's that woman that's been in that DV relationship. Watch the woman get beaten, and then
you jump the gun too much, man. Let people finish landing first, and then you can respond. Carry on, Zara.
Yeah, obviously I was saying, like, it's the same, scenario. Someone's in a DV relationship and all their friends and family could say, leave him. And I get what you're saying, Justice, in a sense of why would any other woman want to go near that man once he leaves that relationship? But I think it's always that old saying of, it could never be me. He wouldn't do it to me. And I think, obviously, these type of men also are very good at what they do. They're manipulative, whether that be mentally, emotionally, physically, do you know what I mean? Financially, there's all different ways. And so I think it's I get what you're saying, Justice, but it's not black and white. So I don't think you can sort of tar everybody with the same brush and say, oh, me personally, I wouldn't go near a man that had history of DV or SA, but not everybody is wired the same.
Exactly, Zara, and that's why people like General G, they pred on young, vulnerable women who they know they can literally get inside their head.
I'm so sorry because it's 17 minutes past 1, but that statement of people who see people get burned and they run into fire themselves, I think that also links with the fact of the vulnerability of some of these people. Yes. They're not seeing it as they've been burned.
Some of these people are lost, man. Some of these people are lost.
They're not seeing the problem in the first place. They're just seeing this whole little fantasy that they're in their own little world. A little tiny bit, not going off, but going off. A lot of these people, because I don't know if a lot of people have seen that new girl, 100 people in a day or something like that. These are the kinds of people that are the role models to some of these people. And again, with the likes of Grace, I want to say Tasha, I don't even want to say the youngest one because I'm not sure on her, but a lot of them have got their own homes. General G can be homeless, at 40-odd-year-old, or if it was 30-odd-year-old, some of these people, they might have been to uni or whatever, but to be in their own home, they might not have someone like what Zara was saying, not female, not even necessarily female, because as well, when it's about girl codes and stuff like that as well, I think for the amount of men that have been on this today, also shows that men also know when it's wrong. So it's just people supporting. It's not necessarily even just girl. It's about people in general. Do you know what I mean? Because then that puts a sad difference between women only supporting women and men. Not saying that that's what people are trying to say, but I feel like there's so many factors into it. But again, obviously, like I was saying, people don't always see. People are getting burned, and when they haven't got someone there to give them a little head shake or anything, and then they're looking up on the phone and seeing that this person's now going, right, well, I've done 100, now I'm going to do 1,000. It's just all out there, so they are lost. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And then it's not just girls in that situation, like you say. It's like both sides supporting that as well.
I think specific to this situation, though, these girls have also benefited and gained from him. So okay, they've look, he preds on them in the sense of he's got nowhere to live, and I think he stayed at Grace's house for like a month or something, didn't he, or some shit.
Longer.
Yeah, and then she paid for a holiday and all that, so he is gaining out of it. But financially, so is she. Her followers went from 100,000 to like nearly 200,000 or whatever the figures are now. She's gained loads of followers. All her content's gone up. She's earning money off of it. Do you know what I mean? She is gaining out of it as well. And same with this Tasha and all these other people. They are gaining off of him. So they are using each other as much as the next person is. Do you know what I mean?
That's literally what I spoke about earlier, Daniel. I literally said, obviously, initially to start with, because a lot of Grace even spoke about this originally. She said, and I believe Tara's done the same thing. They met up with him as OF models to create content. Then with Grace, I know she said she was doing content with him, and then the relationship was not fake for TikTok. She said they were doing content and they spent a bit of time together, and she said she realised she liked who George was as a person off of TikTok, but she did not like how he was on TikTok. So they started then dating, but then he was love bombing her, and this is again what we were talking about earlier, is the girl might feel like, oh, he's actually nice when he's not off TikTok, and then he will love bomb them to the point where they can't escape. And then that's where the manipulation comes in, because then he knows that if he guilt trips them enough to be like, oh, I've got nowhere to go, I've got no money, I can't do this, I can't do that these young impressionable girls aren't going to let someone feel that type of way.
No, agreed.
And so it starts off as a bit of clout for both of them, and they both gain views from it and they both gain attention.
But then it goes too far.
But then then it gets to the level where it goes from being content to being real life issues, and that's when he then is this mass manipulator of not just one woman, because even when he's with one girl, he's then messaging, as Darren was saying, something like 20 plus girls, different girls a day, looking for the next target. And that's what a predator does, constantly on the lookout for the next target.
Obviously, because Darren's told us some stuff, some inside info, hopefully this gets him off the street, gets rid of him.
Listen, he's got 4 minutes and I'm locking off.
Call it now, Joyce.
Can I say one thing quickly? Can I say one thing quickly?
You've got a minute each.
Let me just ask a question real quick. Guys,
we got to watch it. Go on, hurry up, be quick.
Confirm to me that this girl he was with, was it yesterday? She was 17 like a couple of days ago, and she's on OF.
Who was that, sorry?
She was 18, 2 months.
18.
But was she already doing OF before?
No, it's only in the past month or so, so she said on her live.
I was going to say, you can't do OF before you're 18
that's what I was
anyway.
Regardless of that one, there's videos of him talking on the phone to a girl that's in a school uniform saying, licking a lollipop or something. Do you know what I mean?
So that's her.
No, Daniel, I mentioned that already.
Yeah,
that was someone else.
Yeah, it's different from schoolgirl, and he's saying, I want to lick your lollipop and all that bollocks, mate. He's wrong.
Cheyenne's here, guys. Hello, Cheyenne.
Yeah, that's the Calippo video, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that girl.
General G.
Oh my god, we need to get
It's not about you, Shia. Don't worry, no one's coming for you.
That girl there, luckily for her, she's in Scotland.
Diane, we're going to be doing a part 2 anyway, so if you could follow back, I'd appreciate it because I want to speak to you.
I'm going to drop. Anyway, hit me up for that.
I've got to lock off now, man.
Yeah, hit me up for that part 2.
6 o'clock here. But we'll definitely be back this week, okay? So everyone follow up each other, whatever. And thank you all for coming up, all right?
Cheers, bro.
Bye, everyone.